Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ESL Dota 2 Malaysia Singapore Championship. We are at the final, second final week. This is week number 6, day 1, where every team will have 2 more series to play. See if they can make it into the top 4. I'm HusKKiee and I'm joined by the one and only Danelie.
Yeah, we might run into a bit of a tiebreaker, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. For anyone that missed our games for last week or just want a bit of a reminder, let's take a look at what happened in our previous week's matchups.
Yeah, previous week was quite intense, I would say. First of all, being Unicorn beating Flower Gaming 2-0, that was kind of unexpected, but at the same time, Unicorn, before their match, they did beat Flower Gaming, part of Flower Gaming in the national selection 2-0 as well. For the second series, Team X, they convincingly defeated Lagenda 2-0, followed by Dota Hero the next day, getting themselves 6 points. And the final series, I wouldn't say it's a surprise anymore at this point, 1-1 between P1 Gaming and GeekFam.
Yeah, we're going to have to start shining a spotlight on two particular teams in the tournament. It's actually going to be Dota Hero and GeekFam, because if we actually take a look at our remaining matchups and the current points for all of the teams, these two teams have the highest chance of hitting 4th place. Flower Gaming, I mean, I think if you look at the bigger picture, they shouldn't really drop too many of their games. I think Flower Gaming, X, and Unicorn may have locked themselves in, but I think GeekFam and Dota Hero, they're in very volatile positions.
Yeah.
We looked at their future matchups as well, and I think for some of the games, they look really, really bleak. It's very scary. Wins are very important here, whereas I think for some of the other teams that it depends. I don't know if Unicorns, X, and Flower, if they're going to go into cruise control now, or if they still try to secure those points.
Especially for GeekFam. I think GeekFam has the opposite journey compared to Dota Hero, I believe. Dota Hero played the toughest teams in the beginning.
Yes.
GeekFam, in contrast, played the weaker teams, and now they are facing up against stronger and stronger teams, but they dropped too many games. So, like you say, we've seen their future matchup. It's not looking good, especially for GeekFam. But today, we're kicking things off with Lagenda against Dota Hero. And like you said, Dota Hero has a really important match ahead, followed by P1 Gaming against Unicorn. And one of the teams as well that we didn't really highlight just now was P1 Gaming. They also sit at 12 points, same as Dota Hero. Even though they are going up against the undefeated team, if they can just take 1 point, they might be
able to
locking
squeeze
in
in,
place,
right? Yeah, I think there is definitely a chance for them, but their future is a bit bleak.
Yeah.
But with Dota, there's always going to be that opportunity. I think we've got to go back onto Dota Hero and GeekFam. Like, they've got a long journey ahead of them. Dota Hero, if they can secure 2 wins today, that will basically help lock in some safety for that next week, because next week's games are going to be just as important. Whereas GeekFam, I don't believe we showed GeekFam's matchup for tomorrow. It's actually against, I believe, Unicorns or Flower tomorrow. Flower. And then next week for GeekFam, it's Flower. So GeekFam is going up against the 2 strongest teams in the tournament. And unfortunately, I don't believe they're in a state where they're stable enough to be able to take too many games off of these guys.
Yeah. And just in case you guys didn't catch that, it's Flower tomorrow and Unicorn next week.
Yeah, it's really scary. Whereas for next week for Dota Hero, they're up against Team X. Now, I know X is also a very strong team. Maybe not on the same caliber as Flower and Unicorns, but it's still going to be a tough matchup regardless. It's these next 2 weeks. It's so important.
I think for Team X particularly, their first 2 weeks was a bit shaky. And at first we had doubts, like, is this Singaporean team, the lone Singaporean team, going to make it into top 4? And from week 3 onwards, they just rolled through their matches. Yeah. And now they're in 2nd place with 21 points. And that is an amazing feat. They only dropped, I believe, 3 games out of across all the weeks. So
yeah, I think if anything, I was very impressed with Team X. They made a really good recovery over the course of the tournament. I felt like their synergy got better and better each week. So I'm actually very happy with those guys. I mean, Unicorns is still top notch.
Yeah.
Flower though, I think Flower I want to say that maybe the past 2 weeks they've been slowing down a little bit, but they did play against Unicorns last week. I mean, it's kind of understandable. Maybe they didn't look as strong last week, but we honestly don't know what they're going to be like this week. Maybe stronger, maybe weaker. There's a chance. We really don't know what the state of the players are in right now.
Yeah, and especially Flower did forfeit one of the series 2 weeks ago. So they could have been in the same position, actually ahead of Team X by 3 points. Unfortunately, because of that forfeit, they are now in 3rd place with 18 points. However, judging from their caliber, they're still one of the front runners. It's safe to say that Flower Gaming have locked in that spot. But last week was the first time we saw them really
struggling
against Unicorn.
Yeah.
But the drafts for the first series are ready. We're gonna jump right in. Game number 1, picks and bans between Dota Hero and Lagenda. We'll see if these 2 teams can bring something out for us.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to Lagenda to see how they fare against Dota Hero because I have to say Lagenda, I think they do show potential themselves, although unfortunately in terms of points, they're not in a very good place to actually make a bit of a comeback. They're behind, I think they're 6 points, right?
Yeah, they're 6 points.
They're 6 points to Dota Heroes 12 points. It's quite a ways away. Their only way to possibly come back is a 2-0 this week and a 2-0 next week. I didn't get to see who their opponents were next week, but Dota Hero is going to be a really tough opponent for Lagenda. So let's see if they can pull it out. They're going to pull out the Naga first with the Oracle, but Dota Hero is going to go for the Drow and the Sand King.
And especially when, even if Lagenda wins out, wins 2-0, they still have not locked in 4th place because Geek Fam is in 4th place with 15 points. They're just that one game ahead. So technically, Geek Fam is still in a pretty comfortable spot.
I would still say though they're in a bit of a. I think this week and next week they're going to be stuck in this sort of nightmare scenario because Unicorns and Flower, like, can they take a game off of these two powerhouses?
Yeah, and you might have to start praying that your opponent starts dropping games so that you don't end up losing your spot. And like you say, it's super scary for Geek Fam. So I think Dota Hero are in the best position right now because Lagenda, compared to Team X, Lagenda is a team that they have a better chance of winning, I think, up to this point. But they do bring out the Enigma for that insane team fight and also great synergy with Drow Ranger. She has been one of the, what some pro players say, a bit overpowered with that precision aura. And combine that with the Eidolons, now you have this monstrous pushing lineup from Dota Hero.
Not just pushing, they've got great team fight as well. Enigma and Sand King having a lot of AoE presence in the team fights. If they get BKBs, if they get Blink Daggers, they're going to have a lot of mobility. Whereas you look at Lagenda, they've got Bounty Hunter and Oracle there. The support duo, I'm presuming at this point. They don't really have a lot of control if they do manage to run into a 5v5. Bounty Hunter basically wants to go in, get a track kill, get out. Oracle can only really protect one person, not that great for lockdown. I mean, Naga Siren's a decent hero when it comes to disengaging team fights. You can Naga Song, your whole team TPs out and you're good. But if you're a Lagenda, you're going to have to approach these fights very carefully because if you go and accidentally team fight with Dota Hero, I don't think you're going to have anything left to regret.
Yeah, and for Dota Hero, they can consider picking someone again.
You know what? I'm looking at Dota Hero's lineup. Are they going for the very early push strat? Because
I think they are. Because
Secure, Enigma, Drow Ranger. You've got the Aura, you have the Liquid Fire, you have the Eidolons. Legenda's counter push is atrocious. Oracle, no counter push. Naga Siren has to put herself in danger to counter push. Bounty Hunter? Now, counter push? What is that? That doesn't exist for Bounty Hunter. I'm a bit worried here because I think Lagenda, with these 3 picks, may have sort of shut themselves into a bit of a box strat.
Yeah, and Lagenda, they even ban out some of the heroes who can counter push, like Kunkka with the Tidebringer. So you don't have Kunkka, they can still consider Lina as well. Lina with the LSA and Dragon Slave can kind of counteract the push a bit.
Yeah.
But if that falls into the hand of Dota Hero, it's a completely different story. They have so many choices to pick from. They have Lina. If they want to go TA, they can.
I don't know if you want to TA this game. I think TA would still be quite dangerous because Dota Hero have a lot of ways to break the Templar Assassin refractions. You just go in bars. Oh, you mean TA for Dota Hero? Okay, TA for Dota Hero would be fine as well.
OD would be decent.
I mean, you don't really need to run the OD. It depends how hard they want to go in for the push strat. It depends on how hard they want to push. Because if they really wanted to, they can go for double aura and go for Venge. Drown mid, Venge safe lane.
Yeah, they can do
that's
that
assuming if they want to do that. A Lagenda, they do have a bit of counter push now with the Pugna. Again, no control. The Netherward will be annoying because both Enigma and Sand King are very reliant on their spells.
Yeah, even HusKKiee to some extent uses a lot of mana.
Yeah.
HusKKiee is actually super mana reliant.
But I don't think the Pugna solves the problem though. I mean, it's decent laner, but doesn't really fix the whole counter push. Like the biggest way to counter push is you team fight. You have the better team fight. They can't group up. They can't push. But they don't have that. They've got the superior single target pickoffs. But if Dota Hero looks at the draft, they say, well, we don't need to separate.
Yeah, and they even ban out the Doom, so you have no one to shut down the Sand King nor the Enigma. Legenda's best bet is an off-laner that can team fight. Centaur, a Tide Hunter.
I mean, Tide Hunter,
someone who can force a fight.
maybe Tidehunter, but the only issue I have though is
Even a Magnus would be decent, I think.
even if you have the lockdown, I mean, you've got to look at the scenario this way. Even if you have the lockdown on Lagenda, do they have the burst to kill anyone? Because HusKKiee is one of the tankier supports. Enigma's probably going to pick up a mech, so he shouldn't die. Sanking's very elusive. You don't have the catch for the Sanking. Like, they've got no disables.
And I think
They've got net from Naga. Is that your disabler? That's your carry.
the biggest concern for Lagenda is, other than the heroes on Dota hero side being tanky, is the Drow Gus. Because you have no one to just jump in and surprise the Drow. The Drow can always see you, Gus you, silence you, and that's the end.
Yeah.
Partner cannot cast spells, Oracle cannot save his team. Naga and Bounty Hunter will become a creep.
Alright. I'm just trying to
And
think here.
they even ban out Ember as well, so...
Honestly, I honestly do not know what last pick Lagenda could go for that just fixes everything. There's no hero out there where you pick it up and you say, alright, game is saved. No. I just don't see it. How does Lagenda fix this? I'm very curious.
The best bet is a hero that can hit that early item spike and just start the fight. Magnus, Tidehunter, any hero.
Needs to be a decent laner as well, because they're going into a HusKKiee Sand Drow off lane. I don't think you're going to be able to see us in that lane. If you go anywhere near the creep waves, you're going to get hit with the frost arrows. There could be a Sand King, Barrow Strike, HusKKiee slows. You should be dead in that lane.
And some of the heroes are banned as well. Like Darkseid is taken out, so I don't know. I'm still very adamant on the Magnus. I feel like Magnus solves some of the issues, right? Because at least RP doesn't bother about BKB.
I suppose, but even if it's a Magnus, I don't think he's going to be able to sit in lane.
Yeah.
Where would he get EXP from? It doesn't fall from the sky. I mean, bounty runes fall from the sky, but creeps kind of spawn from base. You got to catch those out.
Yeah, you can see Lagenda, they are struggling with this last pick. Down to the wire. Go for the Pango.
Okay, safer pick, tanky.
You have the silence. Rolling Thunder can always disrupt the flow of the fight. So.
Can get back to the Drow as well.
Oh yeah.
Some sort of gap close, but I really want to see how Legenda's going to play this matchup, because they are going up against a lineup. You lose one team fight at Lagenda, you're going to lose towers at such a crazy fast rate.
If everything works out for Dota Hero, we might even be looking at a 15-20 minute game. So
yeah, exactly. That's the thing I'm worried about the most.
Yeah, I think Dota Hero can easily go for the Lina at this point. Yes, you have a partner, but it's just a partner.
Yeah, I mean Lina benefits from Drow.
Yeah, you get and partner doesn't want to decrepify himself. And even if he does, even if he decrepifies Zeus, let's say, you still have spells. You can still have the burst to cut through partner who has very low base health as well. So I think Dota Hero has a plethora of choices to pick from. It's just whether it depends on how they want to play this. Whether they're comfortable with the Lina, maybe the TA, or the OD, or what else? Maybe even the Viper will benefit from the Drow Aura.
Yeah, I mean they could just pick up Viper and then Lagenda can't go past the front line.
Yeah, and if you throw the Nanotoxin down, you break the Riptide, you break the Lucky Strike, and suddenly Lagenda have absolutely nothing on you.
I don't even think the game's going to go late enough for that to really be a factor if it does end up popping up. Honestly, I need to see Legenda's laning stage. If they can come out of the laning stage really well, get those early levels onto Bounty Hunter, get the track, start picking up that gold, and try to out-farm Dota Hero, there was a chance. But now, this is the first time we've seen this here in the tournament. We've got Arc Warden making an appearance.
The partner is going to have such a hard lane.
Everyone's going to struggle. There is nothing on Lagenda that deals with an Arc Warden.
You're looking at Dota Hero picking a composition that wins every lane. I don't see Lagenda winning any of their lanes. Maybe they even struggle to go even at this point.
Even if the game ever goes late, like Arc Warden's going to just blow up.
At every stage Dota Hero is going to have an advantage, and Arc Warden eats through partner. You decrepify him, he's just gonna flux you. You decrepify yourself, then you're just signing a death sentence. And two Arc Wardens who can push with Drow Aura.
If the Arc Wardens get E-Blade, kiss your supports goodbye. You're not gonna see those guys at all. I've seen Arc Wardens 6-slot just send in the illusion into the enemy base, just insta-give one of the supports. It's like, oh, we had a support? I thought that was a creep. No, that was a support. We needed that person. That person's dead for 100%.
Yeah, it's going to be an easy Midas game for the Arc Warden, for Zeal. There's nothing the partner can do to stop the Arc Warden. You throw out the Tempest Double, it takes Pugna a lot of resources to even kill a Tempest double.
Exactly. So this is the thing that I was a little bit worried about, because Legenda's first 3 picks. Now, you were actually complaining about Bounty Hunter last week. Bounty Hunter is in such a weird spot. If you pick it too early, teams can play around the Bounty Hunter and say, well, we're going to go team fight.
Oh yeah.
Because a team fight counters Bounty Hunter play. Bounty Hunter play is just get in there, grab a kill, and leave. But you can't grab a kill when there's 5 people there.
Yeah. You can only throw tracks and hope for the best. And with that being said, you will need to rely on your team to be the one who starts the fight. So you get the tracks in the middle of the fight. And
but the thing is, right?
But they can't.
You can't rely on your team because this is a passive team.
Yeah.
We're looking at a team that wants to drag the game for as long as possible with a Naga Siren.
Yeah,
I mean, they could try, but you're going up against Arc Warden and Drow late game, and Enigma, and Sand King. Not to say Jakir is trash, but he doesn't scale as well as those other 4 heroes.
And with Dota Heroes current lineup, Jakir doesn't even need to worry about scaling. All he needs to do is provide that utility, provide that be annoying, reduce the attack speed, and attack speed reduction. It only affects Naga, but it's enough. Naga is the only one doing most of the damage.
Yeah.
So things are not looking good in terms of draft for Lagenda, but we'll see if they can prove us wrong, because the game is ready. We're gonna jump right in game number 1, Dota Hero versus Lagenda.
Alright, Lagenda. I want to see what the plan is. I hope they have a plan B and a C. Maybe a D and an E and an F. Because right now, their
Those-
options are so limited.
What is that observer ward?
Which one?
I've never seen a double
Where? Oh!
observer
Oh,
ward.
what? Is this in case they deward the first one, then they'll be like, haha, I still have another one.
It's just gonna be on them if the sentry ends up in the middle.
Okay,
But that was very weird.
I mean, Bounty Hunter, is that Bounty or Drow that's drawing the love heart? It looks like Drow. I'm not sure. Feels
Bounty's
Bounty.
gonna start with boots. Yeah, I don't think you wanna. I think you can stay in lane early on to get some gold, but this bounty is going to move around more frequently compared to a normal bounty.
He's gonna have to. They need to poke and keep all of these lanes occupied if they're gonna have a chance.
They're gonna start doing a bit of Grand F auto on the bounty rune.
Okay, so we have we got 3 runes picked up
3 for
onto Lagenda. So that's some good news to start the game off, getting that bit of extra gold. But if anything, all eyes on the Bounty Hunter. See how he fares in all these lanes, if he'll be a big pain or not. Zeal, that's his real name, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Zeal, Pango mid. Oh, Denise is playing Pango. So it's offlane Pugna.
It's just for the Arc Warden. I think Denise will have a better. The Pango will have a better chance against the Arc Warden.
Honestly, I'm keen to see Denise somehow turn this Pango into some semi-carry core.
And he has to.
Now, Vexus needs to be careful, because Jakiro and Drow, both ranged heroes, both benefiting from the Drow aura, especially when that starts to kick in. Not yet, though. But you got to be careful if you're Vexus.
Yeah,
There's a slow, which is lethal. Jakiro's slow is actually quite underrated. It lasts for so long. Yeah, the damage isn't great at level 1, but when it starts to kick up at level 2, level 3, that thing hurts. And especially if you're decrapping, he has to decrap, otherwise Chidori just hits him like a hammer.
Yeah, and if you're Jakiro right now, you can either go max Dual Breath or even max Liquid Fire, because either one of those spells against a Pugna is going to hurt.
I would probably say the safer one would be, there's First Blood. Alrighty.
Yep.
Thanking.
Yeah, they know that Enigma is going to jungle. The Bounty Hunter is the one doing the job, and he's doing it pretty well. That's why you start with boots. You track where the Enigma is going. You just make sure that Shady won't get the farm that he needs. You can see.
Okay, if Bounty goes into the jungle right now, she could
kill.
I don't know about
Shady.
kill. He could definitely push Shady out of lane. That's a big win, especially if you have a soft jungler like an Enigma. Okay, he's
Yeah.
going back, so
Yeah.
there's no
They
power.
saw
Okay.
they saw no power.
Yeah.
But
I
you
mean-
can see Shady queuing up that ring of health early on, because
Yeah.
he knows that this Bounty Hunter is coming for him, and that's a level 1 Bounty Hunter. When he
Yeah.
gets level 2, he'll put 1 point into Shadow Walk, and
Oh,
after that,
stolen! Oh, Zeal!
yeah, Zeus gonna lose his life.
Oh wow, Denise pulling out
Oof.
the plays on the Pango. Alrighty, I'm excited here. Denise, what are we doing today? What's on the menu? Just some mid Pango, don't mind me.
Yep, and when Bounty Hunter gets that level 2 Janada and level 1 Shadow Walk, you are going to lose a lot of that jungle pressure, the territory in general, because he can just walk right in, he Jinadas you. You don't want to spend gold on Sentry whilst that early on, especially when you're Enigma. And Nopal is going to steal your experience, he's going to make sure that you suffer even with that Ring of Health, and he's not afraid to walk in. Steals your goal, he'll walk right away.
I mean, he knows Shady's going to consistently jungle. I mean, it's just a safe source of income for the bounty. The only thing he's not doing, though, is he's not pressuring the other lanes. But I have to say I'm impressed with how Legenda's been able to manage their bottom lane and their mid lane as well. Maybe top lane not so great for Pugna, but, I mean, Pugna's not dying, so it's not horrible. Oh, nice juke. Very fast. It's very hard to hit Ice Path on someone like Pugna with that movement speed.
Yeah, one of the highest movement speed, base movement speed, and you give him a
Boots as
boost
well.
speed. And 382 movement speed.
Yeah, it's going to be quite difficult. Oh, man, look at Nopal just...
He's just trying. He's trying to soak up the experience a bit.
He's not level 2, though, so he doesn't have Invis. He will have to be careful. Maybe try and soak up level 2, then come back.
And one thing about the new Janata for Bounty Hunter is that you don't have the traditional level 1 Shadow Walk, where you just Shadow Walk, hit someone, pop the Clarity, hit someone, pop the Mango. It's too troublesome. You have to invest so much gold into those regeneration items. Now you can just go full Janata, level 1 Shadow Walk. When you max Janata, you start maxing out Shuriken Toss.
I mean, think of it this way. Janata sort of acts like this free little hand of Midas, actually, where you hit heroes.
Yeah. And you hit, and the bonus damage is actually insane. Against low armor hero, that attack hurts.
If he can get the right click onto the Hellbear, that'd be great. But you can see Shady really trying to protect the Hellbear. Even positioned his little Eidolons just to make sure.
Oh,
the
he hit level
is
2.
there.
Yeah, from the Hellbear.
Okay, if he can take the Satyr,
he's
that'd
waiting
be
for
great.
the
He's gonna try.
to...
Let's see, last hit. Last hit. Oh, yeah, nice steal.
Yeah.
That's all he needs to do. Slow down the progress of the Enigma.
I think he was waiting for the Eidolons to die out, but there was a new Eidolons from the Enigma. Either way, he would have gotten the Satyr as well.
I have to say, good job for Nopal. Just trying to slow down Shady. I mean, Shady's trying to change jungle. This is actually great, because Enigma normally wants to just sit in a jungle, just go for the standard rotations. You can see Shady's constantly moving, and this is wasting time for his farming. It's slowing down his farm progression. And with the bounty here just taking your farm, it's really, really difficult.
And he's losing farm, they're losing lives. They
Oh,
lose
he's dead.
and yeah, Pugna is dead. But Enigma is losing farm. He's having his EXP leached by the bounty hunter, and like I said, you don't want to invest Sentry was that early on. It slows down your item progression, and that is like the worst case scenario for an Enigma. So you will lose the big camps, the biggest creeps, the most valuable ones. You might lose health to a Janata hit, and you can see Shady now getting that early ops just to spot out where the bounty is. But then he's gonna roll in onto the Arc Warden, and it's going to be Nopal who picks it up. Now Danelie will have his life traded back. Still will cash in the credit, but Lagenda early on just
Nopal got the kill, by the way.
Playing really well.
I think what they're trying to do here is they're going to try their best to try and feed Nopal to get those early levels to really poke at the Dota heroes. This is hard to say, this Dota heroes. Because they are soft early game, especially the Enigma before he gets his first items. Enigma is very vulnerable to bounty hunter pokes. And if you can really slow down the Enigma, really prevent him from coming online, especially when it comes to that mid game where that's supposed to be Dota Hero's time to push. See, they're even bringing Jakiro mid. They brought Jakiro, they even brought the Arc Warden as well. They're putting so much emphasis onto Nopal that they really, really want to make sure Shady gets his farm.
Yeah, and you can see Lagenda doing something that we have not seen as often in their previous games. They're stacking camps, and now, again, another initiative onto Zeal. It might be the Arc Warden's third death, and it seems like it will. One last click.
He's
needed
healing.
from Danelie, the Purifying Flames, not enough to kill him off. Tempest Double gets used, but Danelie knows who to go for, even gets the Tempest Double. And they're pulling ahead early on, and Nopal will get that early battle because of the kill on the Arc Warden.
That was a beautiful combination coming out from Oracle and Pango. Yeah, this I have to say, Lagenda, they're approaching this game very, very well. They're abusing the fact that their lanes are... They feel stronger, and I feel like most of that came from the fact that they're playing so aggressively. They decided to take the risk, play aggressively, play their lanes. Man, I don't know. I can't say this. They're playing their lanes correctly. They're not letting Dota Hero fall into that passive gameplay style that they sort of have when it comes to this sort of draft. This draft needs a passive laning stage. Passive, do whatever they want. then they take over the game. But Legenda's saying no, not today. We're the ones in control. We're taking the wheel.
Yeah, and you can see Dota Hero already investing sentry wards just to track No-Pow. No-Pow's gonna drop his own sentry and
I think he sees the...
uh,
Oh, is it out of range? Oh no, it got dewarded.
another sentry. They are just investing so much resources for this single bounty hunter, and now you might see a Drow Ranger lose his life. The Ice Puff just missed horribly. No-Pow will cash in on that. Rolling Thunder will be used, but Danelie is just out of range.
Do you know how big of a deal this is to use sentry wards this early in the game?
Yeah.
Gold is so limited. 100 gold during the laning stage.
And you
Especially
have a
from your
Drow.
supports. I mean, they got the Drow killed.
buying it.
The Drow bought it.
Yeah, the Drow bought it.
Oh.
I believe the Drow dropped one sentry.
And then the Jakiro took the other one, I guess. He
I
plopped
think-
on the high ground.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
should be that because I remember seeing that. But now Bounty Hunter is not afraid to bring his own sentry
No.
because he has a bottle. He's working towards that face boot.
I think they saw no palace. Did they see no pal? Yeah, I think they did. They did.
He already has his face boot. Just needs the courier to deliver it.
I
Yeah.
don't know if he wants to have it delivered here. But it looks like they're sort of poised to try and go on to Zeal again.
Yeah, Zio has died 3 times in less than
I mean, look
6 minutes.
at Zeal's items. He's got no boots. He's really slow, quite easily gankable. He's actually gone for 3 Wraith Bands to try and tank up to slow down the process of him dying, but Wraith Bands don't really fix the problem here, unfortunately. Now, Jakira's gone down into the bottom lane to slow down the Naga. I don't see this really doing anything. Naga's so incredibly tanky, I don't even think Jakiro Sand King will be able to push her out. I mean, she can just send half of her illusions into the jungle and lane.
Yeah, and if you're Lagenda,
Oh my god, look
even
at
though
this.
you have this kind of lead, you still need to keep in mind that
Oh.
Dota Hero always scales better when it comes to late game. You need to close this out early. No-Pow will know that there's a sentry nearby, but the amount of investment that Dota Hero is putting in just for this bounty hunter is actually ridiculous. They have deep wards in their own jungle, actually the safety wards in their own jungle, sentries as well. They're losing members all around, just trying to find this bounty.
And look at the farm.
Yeah.
The farm is looking great coming out from Lagenda. I mean, Danny's highest net worth. He only had to go up against the Sand King, which as Naga, you don't really feel the Sand King. Pango literally destroying Arc Warden in the middle lane. So, I mean, it's very understandable that this is what it's come to. The only person struggling here is Vexus on the Pugna. He's definitely fallen behind in terms of farm, but he did have a very finicky lane. But now look at top lane. It's free.
It's free.
Where's the Drow?
The Drow is forced into the jungle. Enigma has to farm the jungle.
Is this why they forced the Drow away out of lane? Because they left the Jakiro down bottom instead?
Yeah, I think that was the whole
It-
plan because you have no one to stack the
Ah,
camps.
so they've
for
tried-
the cores.
They're going to start going for the push now. So they're
They have
saying,
to.
all right, guys, if we don't push, we're not going to get gold. We're not going to get farm. We're going to fall behind.
Danelie is
What's-
rotating in though. See the
Alright.
TP coming out and Lagenda ready to take the fight. Danelie is going in with the Rolling
Oh.
Thunder. Gets the silence onto Shady. Shady does have the Black Hole, but you don't want to commit it onto just a single target. Malefice will run right out. As the Oracle just needs to find that single Fortune's End, but they might not even need it because Purifying Flames with the 0
Look
cast
at the
point
Naga mid.
will just destroy Enigma. And now Naga will just walk his way out to safety. There's nothing you can do as an Orc Warden, nothing you can do as a Drow. They
Coming in
might
from
be
the
even
side.
turning this around. Rolling Thunder's gonna come right through. Zeal looking at his 4th death, drops the magnetic field, but doesn't matter. Danny has the damage, and now they're gonna jump on Chidori, and Chidori will fall as well. Dota Hero getting run over. They even use the dust. Now Mad Bro is spotted out in the sandstorm, but Sand's not gonna protect him from death. Fortune's ends, ensnare, and Danny will walk away with a double kill and the tier 1 in the mid lane.
Oh my goodness. Lagenda making all the correct plays, hitting all of the weak spots on the side of Dota Heroes, and they're rolling. They've got to keep this up though, because you make one mistake, Dota Heroes has a comeback lineup. It's the kind of lineup where if you screw up and you give too much gold away, these heroes scale incredibly well. They're going to get the kill onto Jakiro. Now, they will lose Denise, unfortunately. That was a kill into Arc Warden's pocket. Very, very nice there for him. But,
No, it actually
Wait.
goes to button.
oh wait, what?
The dual breath.
Oh, the dual breath must have ticked him off,
Yeah.
sorry.
So unlucky Zeal doesn't even get the kill. And
He
good,
was, I guess it was there for EXP, because Jakiro wouldn't have gotten it anyway.
but the good thing for Lagenda is that they cashed in on the track goal on Jakiro.
They got to keep
So,
going.
yeah.
They got to keep going. They got to keep going with the track kills, maintain their lead, just keep pushing further and further ahead, because you let this push line up, kick into gear, grab blink daggers, get their BKBs. You're looking at a completely different game.
Yeah, and this is the dream game for Nopal so far as a bounty hunter, because you get bottle that early on and a face boot. Most bounty hunters don't even have the chance to enjoy that kind of luxury. Look at Nopal. He can just cruise around the map, find targets, give the information to his team, starts tracking them, and cash in the goal.
Yep.
He has all the gold in the world to spend on wards, on sentries, so he can get spotted out. He gets the tracks in, but his team is nearby. The TP response will be swift. The Ice Path will miss, but the Epicenter is enough to kill him off. Now you have a Sand King that's tracked, knocked around, track goal, ching, cashed in for the rest of Lagenda.
That's never going to be worth it. You're getting tracked, you're killing a support bounty, and you lost your offlaner for that. That's a big investment. And they use Epicenter to kill a support.
Yeah.
I mean, if you kill 2 people with it, sure, understandable. But it's a support that it just shows how desperate they are. Look at Zeal.
Zeal is
Do you think he's dead? Oh,
Lizard
look how shady. They can't tell which one's real. Oh, Naga song.
Yep. Great Naga song.
Oh.
He's not waiting for his team. He will TP out.
The illusions might finish the job though.
You can see how vulnerable Zeal is. Almost dies, but
Oh, heads up on Zeal. He's picked up a hand of Midas.
Yeah.
So they're going to fall back and play more passive with the Arc Warden. They're going to try and play the farming game. Not sure what what direction Drow is going to be. Maybe more of a mid-game Drow. Just pick up the very early game items so she can jump into the fights. Yeah, she's gone for more defensive.
They know. Lagenda knows that Dota Hero smoke. They have that great ward that just ran out, I believe. But they can see the smoke. It is crystal clear. And Lagenda can just prep for it. If Dota Hero forces a fight, TP in.
Danny's got to get out first. He's the last one. Yeah, he's got no song. He is tanky. Now, there's a black hole. There's no epicenter. They do not have the damage to kill off Naga.
Danny is out of there. They know. No power might be the sacrificial lamp again. No, he actually breaks the smoke.
They have no detection.
Oh, that's so unlucky.
Against a bounty draft. That is very bizarre. Normally you'd run him with some sort of detection, sentries, dust. But they don't have any of that at all. They were expecting to grab someone else, but now it's wasted.
Yeah. And Naga is more than 2,000 goal ahead of Drow.
Look, Danny's just going to get worse and worse. Of all the heroes that can farm in the game, Naga is going to be able to farm the fastest this early on in the game. She's got all the illusions to fall back to. Arc Warden is playing defensive. You can see with him, he's very scared. He's trying to farm on his side of the map. He doesn't feel he has that much freedom. That's why he's not going to be able to catch up to the Naga anytime soon, because Danny's just like, well, my team's got this. I can farm wherever I want.
And Dota Hero are losing on all the bounty runes. They always go for those 3-1 trades. Danile's going to rogue in, almost cancel Zeal TP. So, but they're going to switch their sights and go on to the Tempest Double. Want to cash in the goal. Great ensnare, and the course will get it. And they feel to delay the inevitable.
That's a lot.
Yeah, 240 for Denise.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to be giving away this kind of gold to Lagenda, because they're already running on track gold.
Yeah.
And you put on the Arc Warden illusion on top of that as well. That's a lot to give away. If we had a tracker to see how much gold Arc Warden gave away with illusions, I think it would you would see all of the illusions just building up from every single team fight. You lose 10, that's 2.4k gold.
And you can see Zeal's reliable goal just now. Last scene was 81. That's how poor this Arc Warden is, minus his spendings. And he's going for a really farm-heavy item build. Danny does lose his life to a black hole, but that's a big ultimate gone.
Yeah, I mean, it does slow down the progress on Danny. He's down for 40 seconds. So it's a little bit of safety here for Dota Hero, but yeah, black hole is down. They even use Macropire. Like, you can tell they don't have damage.
Yeah.
They don't have any kind of burst damage. They're not running a line with a finger. They're not running anything like a Magnus with a spammable spell. It's all damage over time.
And you cannot rely on the Drow yet, because Drow is so far behind. The Arc Warden is in a super bad spot. It's even below the Pugna, who started out with a horrendous lane.
So it's a game of catch-up here for Dota Hero. So let's see how long they can draw this game out, and whether or not they can come back from probably one of the best starts I've seen coming out from Lagenda.
No,
I think out of all the games I've seen from Lagenda, this is probably the strongest start.
I want to take a look at the stacks that they had on the Ancients, because Oracle was stacking it, and look at the stacks.
It might not seem like much now, but for the carries, when they farm that could essentially be, for example, it could be enough gold to get them BKB when they need that little bit extra.
And Lagenda stacking camps is a sign of improvement. because they never had the habit to stack camps for their cores. They were always too busy roaming around, trying to support, trying to babysit their lane. But because of the lead that they get, maybe they felt comfortable of sparing some time to stack some camps for the cores, and they're doing it fine. They're doing it just fine. They got the...
With how active they are, I can understand them not being super proactive with the stacks now, but I have to say, what they're doing now, I feel like it's the correct move. They found Pango.
That's the important kill.
It's gonna go down.
Oh, great false promise. And they even commit a song just to make sure no one comes in.
Are they gonna try and turn around?
Then he's gonna stay alive, and
Denise is coming in. Rolling Thunder.
Enigma is slapped. They get the track goal. Vexus will be the one to cash that in. Shady
wrong way.
is gonna walk out of that. They only lose a support, but even if it's just a support, if the support is tracked, that's not worth. Yeah, you basically make the support worth way more than he originally was.
Yeah. Now, just a heads up here, Sand Kings just picked up the Blink Dagger, so we could see some team fight shenanigans from Dirty here if they feel up to it. They still don't have Black Hole. That's going to be a massive disadvantage. It's another one of their major lockdowns. I think at this point they just got to defend.
Yeah.
Defend the towers, buy time for Drow, buy time for Arc Warden, wait till one of them is ready, and then consider fighting, because neither Zeal or Drow, I mean, I can't see any of these carries really doing anything.
And you did point out that, you know, the best way to go up against counter push is team fight. And even though Lagenda do not have the best team fight engagement, what they do have is the Naga song. You can have Dota Hero trying to push, you Naga song, you put everyone to sleep, and you turn things around. Enigma is now called out, and it's a dead Enigma who has a track on him as well. So you have Lagenda constantly baiting in goal, courtesy of Nopal, and then you have Dota Hero stuck in their own jungle, trying to defend towers at the same time.
Yeah, they're really just capitalizing on the fact that they can just sort of get in, get a kill, get out. I think UMAP, bro, dude, he's got to be so careful.
Yeah, and he got tracked, so it's not going to make things better. They lose the tower as well.
Yep, the tower gold's going to help out Naga as well. It's going to speed everything up for that Naga to get more and more items. Curious to see how Naga's going to build up this game, if she's going to build up tanky, if she's hoping to maybe go for that sort of the traditional and old Radiance Diffusal Naga. That was a pain in the butt to play back in the day. Or if it's going to be the tankier Naga to grab a heart, or even a Skadi.
See how fast the illusions tear through the Arc Warden. And it's not even the main Naga, it's just the mirror image illusions.
Yeah.
So the Riptide RNG is actually insane when you have enough attack speed.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Manta illusions clearing out the ancient camps, that's insane.
Yeah, that doesn't normally happen. Not at all.
So third smoke from Dota Hero. They are constantly trying to look for something in return. They already fell behind during the first 10 minutes. Now they want payback, and they're constantly looking for the cores. Danny got caught up the first time with the Black Hole, and Shady is looking for him again. Fortunately, they do not have the Sand King nearby. He's still a distance away. Danny will pop that sound of the siren.
His teammates are coming.
Teammates are coming. Denise, you can hear the rolling thunder as they cancel at the correct time. Jakiro will be the first to go, tracked up as Shady trying to avoid that rolling thunder, but it's not going to work out. He commits the Black Hole, but Nopal has the string, the toss, cancels it, gives Danny the double kill, and also gives in the second track of the fight. And now the rest of Dora Hero have to run, but Zeo will be slowed down by the Lucky Strike. Spark Wave can only do so much, but there are so many targets to go on. He drops the Medic Field, but he's ensnared. UMAP coming in trying to save his core, but the Swashbuckle is just too much. Third kill going over to Lagenda as they cash in the fourth bounty of the fight. It's just rolling in goal for Lagenda at this point. Dora Hero, they get nothing.
Lagenda was so confident going into that fight. Danny was possibly going to get ganked up by Dota Hero. Just turns around, Song of the Siren. He's like, all right, Denise, let's do this. Goes in, cuts the fight off. We didn't see on the other side of the fight, actually, how the two heroes on Lagenda died. It was the Oracle and the Pugna. I think they got hit with the Bio Strike Epicenter by the Sand King. That was how those two ended up dying. But even though they lost two, didn't slow down momentum for Lagenda, because their main two damage dealers, which is Naga and Pango, were still up doing their thing. Whereas Dota Hero, all your gas is in your utility heroes. Your Enigma, your Sand King, your Jakiro. Any of those heroes die, you're crippling the foundation of your whole lineup, and you're exposing your Drow and your Arc Warden.
Yeah, and Dota Hero, they got 2 kills out of that fight. But in retrospect, if you look at Lagenda, technically they got 6 kills, because that's 4 track goals, almost equivalent to 2 or 2.5 heroes in terms of goal.
Yeah.
So Lagenda, they can have less kills in the fight, but as long as those heroes were tracked, they're getting more goal.
as long as they can maintain this momentum, Legenda's on a pretty good road to actually taking this first game away from Dota here. And I think Dota here, they look really confident in their draft. I was really confident in their draft. I honestly thought they were going to do a lot better during the laning stage, but Legenda coming in with the surprise, absolutely just dropping a massive rock on top of Dota Hero's lineup and saying, look at this. The Pango. Honestly, I think the Pango was probably one of the things that really shocked the mid lane for them because they just didn't expect a Pango matchup for Arc Warden. Probably still expecting the Pugna. And it's like, this is the wrong hero. You start with P as well, but this one's melee. This isn't ranged.
And the worst part for Dora Hero was that even though the idea was pretty straightforward, you pick Drow, you go for a Drow strat lineup, and you just demolish towers.
They needed momentum.
Yeah, and they had nothing. Actually, they had nothing to kind of stop the bounty hunter.
Honestly, I feel like one of the mistakes that they made was actually having Shady just continue to try to jungle when he knew the bounty hunter was in the jungle with him. I actually feel like he could have gone into the offlane with the Sand King. Sand King Enigma as a dual lane is very, very scary because you've got a setup from a Sand King, you have the Enigma there with the Eidolons. You could do some serious damage to a Naga Siren lane, but to continue to jungle, I mean, Sand King actually struggled against the Naga after the next couple levels because Danny was getting levels into the Riptide, and that was hurting Sand King a lot.
Yeah, and you can easily just put the Sand King in position 4 for now, let the Enigma farm up a bit, because I think Dora Hero's idea was we want to rush the Blink on Sand King.
Oh,
and we want Shady.
He tried to smoke into. He smoked back to the fountain. That's what he did.
He's another free kill. Yeah, look at the amount of gold that Nopal is getting. But yeah, so the idea was we want Sand King to go off lane, get the Blink as fast as he can. Shady gets his own space, gets his core item as well. But it all fell apart when Naga was in the same lane as Sand King. Sand King died. Enigma was constantly harassed by a bounty hunter. They started investing sentries and observers. They bring the support into the jungle. Chidori somehow ended up in the jungle as well, and it fell apart.
Now we got a heart picked up on Danny. There is literally no way Dota Hero should be able to kill the Naga.
Yeah, it's
Danny
impossible.
just goes in, takes damage, leaves, regens, it's free, comes back.
He's standing on the macro fire.
He could be in trouble now. There we go.
He's finally gonna die. And he has the Aegis.
But after this, like, Macropie is down. What else you have for damage? And his teammates are behind him.
Epicenter.
Alright, Danny, let's see. Oh, they used everything to kill him.
They still have the Black Hole, but Great Gust gonna silence up the Nis. The Nis will pop the Greaves, but Bro is on the case.
Legenda?
Blinking in. Legenda might drop the ball this time. The Oracle is dead. Ice Puff does not connect, but Bro is on the hunt. Sees that another ward. Doesn't matter. Shady will pop that Malefice. The third Gust. The perfect silence. Dota Hero will get 3 kills instantly. And they might look for a 4th. However, Nopal will go invisible for now.
Big mistakes were made. I don't really see what Legenda was trying to do. It looked like Danny was actually out of range of Oracle. I think Oracle wanted to try and go for the ult, but
he was a bit overconfident. He ran right in.
He was way too overconfident. That was actually ridiculous. What was he thinking? He was like, "Oh, I'm so tanky. I'm just gonna run right on top of you." But
I have a heart. I have an Aegis.
They blew all of the ultimates. I suppose, like, sure, they blew everything. They didn't blow Black Hole.
Yeah.
Black Hole is still up. That's a huge spell, and the only way you can cancel it right now is
Nopal.
Rolling Thunder. I mean, Nopal can do, I guess, the Shuriken. And Rolling Thunder if he can get into range, but yeah, I mean, we were talking about this before. You give momentum to Dota Hero, they're gonna take it.
Yeah, and Legenda, they're still rolling in cash. They have a 7,000 net worth. But
just so you know, HusKKiee, you can't buy happiness with money.
No, you can't.
No, you gotta earn it.
Well, they
even though there is a lot of gold on Legenda, we already saw them make a major mistake.
Yeah.
Honestly, what they did was, let's be real, it was silly. It wasn't necessary. I don't know what Naga was thinking. I don't know what Danny was thinking actually going up onto the high ground. What did they want to achieve? Was he trying to go for a solo kill? Ends up getting himself killed. I mean, he also, to a certain degree, causes teammates to die as well because you lose your Naga Siren. That's the backbone of your lineup. That's your carry.
Yeah, and the worst part was Vexus walked up trying to life drain, and he got gusted. He died, and because Sand King had a Blink Dagger, so he could easily just follow the rest of Legenda, and that effectively slowed down Legenda's momentum. For the first time in 26 minutes, Dota Hero managed to put a stop to what Legenda is trying to do. But now Legenda, they smoke up, trying to go for even more pickoffs. They're going to walk past Chidori for now, but Nopal will have his smoke broken, and that is the Drow being spotted out. Swashbuckle will miss. Great Gust pushing Danny, and Danelie back as Danelie will pop the Rolling Thunder. It hits the Sand King, but Danelie is very far in. They get the insnare onto Bro, but Bro has to use himself out. They drop the Ice Power, Macro Pyre onto Danelie again. Danelie gets stunned now, pulse the Manta, doesn't matter. Black Hole committed, and look at the damage being pumped on. There's the false promise, keeping Danelie alive, but the false promise might be false this time. Epicenter is popped, doesn't matter. You pop the song, Danelie barely surviving through all those ultimates, but Dota Hero, they hold high ground.
Exactly. They didn't really get to get much from there. They've got to be careful. They can still re-engage.
Yeah, Dota Hero a bit split apart, and Lagenda will jump on that opportunity as Shady will pop the dust, but he has nothing left, and he'll be the first one to go as HusKKiee will follow suit. Lagenda capitalizing on the mistake that Dota Hero walked too far out of their base, and they'll instantly get 2 kills as the Arc Warden might be the third to go, gets ensnared, silence out, Riptides gets committed as well. He gets pushed away with the Force Staff. Bro trying to keep the hopes alive. Great barrel strike onto 2 as Danelie is slowed down. No Power also doing his best to get out of
Chidori and Zeal.
Danelie might just die, and he will. Chidori gets a double out of nowhere, and the rest of Lagenda, they have to start running.
I mean, now the beginning of the fight was good. They absorbed all the damage from Dota Hero. They managed to start pushing up onto the high ground, and again, they're getting punished. They're getting picked. They're making mistakes, and these are not just small mistakes. These are huge mistakes. It's right in front of Dota Hero's base. They're not taking any. They're not doing any tower damage. They're not doing any permanent damage to Dota Hero. The damage they're doing is giving money away.
Oh yeah.
And the kind of money they're giving away, it's to a Drow, it's to Arc Warden, it's to all these heroes that do so well with gold. Lagenda, I have to say, whatever happened in the bottom lane, I don't know what's happened with their mentality, if they're trying to do something different. I honestly think they're losing themselves the game if they keep doing this.
Yeah,
Remember, this is a team fight lineup from Dota Hero. At the end of the day, if these teams ever become equal in net worth, Dota Hero is going to win. They've got the superior team fight control.
Yeah, and Lagenda have no answer to a high ground push. They have no way to push high ground. The only way they can get a high ground tower is you force a fight with the Rolling Thunder. You go in, you kill off the crucial targets, and you pray that Dota Hero have no buyback to kind of counteract or provide backup for the rest of the team. Because if they cannot win the fight before high ground or on high ground, they have no way of pushing in. Dual Breath, Ice Power, Midnight Pulse, one of the, I think, biggest spells next to a Black Hole, because you just rip through all the illusions, and now they're going to find Bounty Hunter. Like I say, Ice Power locks him down, he used himself up. They even commit the false promise, means that Danelie will not have the protection. The Song gets castle early on. Lagenda, they want to take this fight, but they commit a lot onto the Tempest Double. The Tempest Double is going to start ripping through Danelie. He drops the Manalic Field. They lose the HusKKiee, but Dota Hero, they still have some gas in the tank, as you can see. Danelie in the back line, going for Chidori, but Zeal still pumping up damage with that Maelstrom, and it seems like Vexus is the target. Zeal running away right now as there's already a double kill onto Vexus, buyback onto the Oracle. Dota Hero, they will lose this fight after 2 hosts on the high ground, and Lagenda keeping this game in their grasp.
Oh, that was very stressful to watch. It was all over the place. They got no pal. Dota Hero maybe feeling confident, thinking, okay, the track is gone, we can fight them. Not quite.
Yeah,
not quite.
I don't
You're
think
right.
they even killed the Bounty though. He got false promise. He got
oh
used
yeah,
up,
he got false promise and he just walked away.
and Danelie got to the back line. That's the biggest win for them. Killed Enigma. Sand King had no ultimate. They killed the HusKKiee. That's all of the utility gone from Dota Hero. They had nothing else.
So this should be the high ground push coming out from Lagenda. Now, what's the play for Dota Hero?
They even forced a buyback.
They did force buyback from Arc Warden.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of counter push. They have to glyph this. They actually double glyph. They glyph the creeps on the Radiant side as well.
Yeah, so now they continue pushing. I can see the life drain doing a lot of damage onto the Sand King. Sand King uses that use. They will take out the Nether Ward as
Danie's got to be a bit careful because we've already seen what happens when he gets caught.
But Sand King still has no ultimate, so there's a big chunk of damage from Dota Hero not available for them.
It's mostly the Macro Pyre that they're waiting for. I feel like the Macro Pyre has definitely done a lot of work for the HusKKiee this game.
It's helping them clear the waves and the illusions at least.
But we're already seeing, how slow the push can be for Lagenda. It's not fast. Normally if you're running a Naga side, you just go up there with illusions, you just clear the tower and that's it. They're definitely respecting Dota Hero's lineup now, saying you guys aren't as weak as we thought you were. You're starting to pick up items because you made mistakes. So I think if anything, just tone it down a little bit for Lagenda, slow it down, play it safe, but still do permanent damage.
Oh yeah.
They've got to continue the permanent damage because the later this game goes, you do not want to go up against that lineup late game. Yeah, without a doubt.
If you give Dota Hero 5 to 8 more minutes, they might be winning fights because Maelstrom is coming out. Mjolnir is coming out on Arc Warden. It's also coming up on the Drow as well. And the Drow had a scepter. That will help these two heroes effectively destroy the Naga illusions.
Yep, Shady's going for the pure support utility build as well. He's picked up Pipe. He's going for Blink Dagger as his next item. I think it's about 1.8k gold away for him. Is a little far away for Shady, but I mean, when these major items really start to come up, I'm really concerned. I'm really concerned for Lagenda. They still have the advantage though. They're gonna take Roche. They'll get Aegis. They'll get Cheese. This is second Roche, right? It's not the
second Roche. Yeah.
Second Roche. So Aegis, Cheese, the Shard also gonna play a part eventually. I mean,
if we go to a third Roche, then yes. But
that's if. So, but the thing is, I think we're gonna go up to third Roche.
We might. Because there's also a major item pickup on the side of Lagenda. It was the Blink Dagger on Danny. So now he can engage more effectively. You don't have to rely the knees using that Rolling Thunder and just trying to roll in before getting killed. You can just Song, Blink, catch Dota hero off guard. They don't have a proper front line. If you catch the Enigma and you kill Enigma off, that's half of Dota hero's teamfight capacity wiped out.
It's, if anything, you got to keep your eyes peeled for sanking Enigma Jakiro. The way, depending on how these guys initiate the fights, it's really going to determine how well Drown and Arc Warden are going to be able to contribute and keep everything at bay.
You find Sand King. You have to track out a Sand King.
He's got Burrow Strike. If he wants to use it. Oh, it's on cooldown. Sorry.
It gets used up. Great Ice Path. Burrow Strike. No power. Will go to work with those track for now, but he's spotted out and might kill off the pops the Crimson Guard. He is silenced. Glimmer Cape also committed. That's a big utility gone from Lagenda. You have to wait for the Crimson Guard because it was what protected them from Dota hero.
Yep, they're going to continue taking Roche. Now, remember, going up against a Naga Siren and Roche, probably one of the biggest hurdles in the history of Dota. You got Naga Song, huge spell. I think Naga also has a Manta style as well. I don't know if it's on cooldown for Danny if he's used it. But as long as he has the Manta style, silence from Drow's not a problem. You
have to be careful though, because if Dota hero can easily contest Roshan if the stars align for them. And they know that Danny is the only one inside.
I mean, Denise is nearby. He's there for disables if he needs to. I can tell, if anything, Denise will have to watch Shady. He's going to be the primary disabler for Shady.
Yeah. And the track is the one giving them the information. The track from No Pow.
Even Zeal's illusion coming up high ground, scouting.
So important for Lagenda. The track is actually one of the main reasons why Lagenda were able to execute most of their fights, because they know where the important targets are.
Rolling Thunder. It was being casted by Denise, is hanging on to it. I think they're trying to bait Dirty Hero into a fight. Yeah, they're sticking around there. They don't want to leave.
Zeal has the DD for now, so Lagenda probably waiting it out at this point. But No Pulse track is the one that is going to be super troublesome, especially when he tracks someone like a Sand King or an Enigma, who are the targets that you want to kill off. Chidori is going to continue doing some damage to Roshan, as Tempest Double will be taken out instantly, so no Tempest Double for a short period.
Roshan's down to half.
Yeah.
Tempting.
Dota hero might have leashed Roshan a bit too much. Danny might just walk away with everything.
I mean, I don't think Dota hero want to contest this. They're trying to go from the back, but Zeal's being spotted.
Yeah, I think they messed up. They should not have even tried. Epicenter.
They're going.
They get the Barrel Strike, Macro Pyre, Roshan going down. You mad, bro? Snatches Aegis away. Might have gotten the cheese as well, as the song will be channeled. Swashbuckle does no damage. The Black Hole, but the song will cancel it. It's a big no for Dota hero, but they're going to continue to fight because they have the Aegis. They pop the dust. They get the bounty. Bounty is the first one to go. 65 seconds on the clock. Blinking from Danny as Danny tries to go into the fray without anything. His teammates still behind as the Netherwar goes to work. You can see Chidori pumping on the damage. Swashbuckle. They get a 4-man stun as Denise jumps right in. Tries to finish off Shady, as Shady will try to skid away with Slither of Hell, but the Malefice will keep Denise in place, and Denise will go down. The Swashbuckle finally finds the Enigma, but they lose the Pango for 1.5 minutes, and the Blink-In from the Sand King will use up Vexus, and Vexus will be the third one as he's gusted up and brought down. Danny has to Manta his way out of the fight. They even force a buyback from Denise, and Dota hero manages a great comeback in that fight. That
was incredible. I didn't think they were going to go in there last minute into Roche. They were thinking about it. They noticed Roche wasn't dead, so hi-ho, Sand King goes in, takes, does he still have the Aegis?
Yeah, he stole Aegis and Chiz. He stole everything.
He literally robbed them. He robbed them in broad daylight. That is huge. That's no Aegis for Lagenda, no safety net when they try to push high ground. This essentially does what Dota Hero wants. It's going to drag the game.
Yeah. The longer that Lagenda fails to break high ground, the better the chances for Dota Hero to come back.
And look at the gold difference as well. You're running a bounty hunter, it's less than 1k.
The network from Danelie doesn't matter anymore at this point. It could have gone way worse if the black hole wasn't cancelled by the Naga song.
Yeah, they would have lost Denise a lot earlier. I have to say though, Denise is a huge threat. If he goes in there, just pokes at all the utility heroes. I mean, we saw them. He just went in once. He struck them. I think it dropped them almost down to 1/4 of their HP left. And he suddenly had to be the target because it couldn't be Danny anymore. It had to be Denise. You had to get rid of that Pango. He's got spells that are so spammable. He's so tanky. He's so annoying that you have to deal with him in the fights. And Danny, I mean, Manta style doesn't save you there, Danny.
Yeah. They will use the false promise, TP in. Danny forced to use the song as Denise used the Rolling Thunder. They go for the counter engage, and this time it seems like they want to turn this around. Sand King might be the first one to die, but it's just the Aegis that was stolen from Danny, and now Denise gets turned back to Crimson Guard. Not even enough. Denise dies. That's 2 minutes because it's a dieback, and now the rest of the Lagenda, they have to start running away. But Sand King has the blink. They will find Vexus. Do they have the dust? It seems like they do. Vexus now exposed.
Danny's turning around.
Has to give his life, but Danny just run. There's no way they could win this fight. You can see Danny.
Do they know where he is?
Runs into the tree lines, but it seems like Zero has a hunch of where he is. Ooh. They're not gonna find him though. So Danny will survive for now. But Lagenda, they lost all their momentum.
They're trying to go for the creep cut. But middle lane, I mean, they got creeps in the middle lane now. They can just continue pushing. Lagenda, they're really underestimating Dota Hero's lineup. They know what's happening. They're trying to make things happen, but I think the game's just getting late. It's too late.
They don't have the Aegis for that fight. Bro he willingly threw his body at Lagenda because he knew he had the Aegis. I believe he still has the cheese that he didn't use in that previous fight. Oh, he used it. So, but either he used it or he gave it to someone else.
Oh, Danny, did he get baited?
Yeah, Danny is going to go down. Oracle not going to live long as well as he gets used up. This should be the end for Lagenda. They had a great start, but it's the finish, it's the ending that matters to all players. And it seems like Lagenda has finally ran out of time as Zero will pick up a double kill and make it a team wipe for Dota Hero.
They're going to get buyback on Nopal, they got buyback on Danny.
This is the last stand.
Yeah, they're going to try and use Naga Song to buy as much time as possible, but there's Epicenter, there's Black Hole.
And there's Black Hole. Shady, he's being tracked up. Bro, knowing who to go for.
20
Blink.
seconds, can they hold?
Get the dust for Nopal. They might be able to hold this though. Nopal used up. It's going to survive that continues tracking the members of Dota Hero, but Dota Hero knows where to aim the projectile. It's at the tier 4s, it's at the throne. You need to hold on for 6 more seconds, but 6 seconds seems very long if you're Lagenda right now. Black Hole committed, and what Dota Hero needed to do is just go for the throne. Denise comes back, but it's too late. 5 seconds was all Dota Hero needed, and they take game number 1.
That Roche fight pretty much ended it there. They needed the Roche, they needed the Aegis, they needed the cheese. They didn't get it. They lost it. They lost that team fight as well. Forced the buyback onto Denise. Then all of a sudden, they're in their own base. They're trying to defend against this Drow Arc Warden, and they just have nothing left. The Naga missed her peak.
Yeah.
The Drow and the Arc Warden took over. They had too much damage.
The Naga missed her peak the moment she tried to walk in the base and solo kill Jakiro.
Honestly, I think that was the moment everything went downhill.
Yeah.
They went into base, they were going to push high ground. It should have been fine. They should have just gone in, slow pushed it, used the Naga illusions, hit the tower, just chip away at it, drop the tower, then you can take the shrines. Because that's what they did, essentially. They took the tower, then they took the shrines, which is no problem. But to go up there, to lose your Naga, highest net worth hero, has the most gold in the game, against a lineup that uses gold so efficiently. Yeah, it's mind-boggling. They honestly, Lagenda shouldn't have lost. They played so well.
Yeah, they wasted the Aegis. They lost the second Aegis. And honestly, I thought for a moment that maybe Dota Hero messed up. They leashed Roshan too much, and Lagenda might just walk in and take everything away. But it was Sand King. It was Sand King all along. He had it all planned.
It was
goes
a trap.
into the stun, steals everything, and I'm surprised that Lagenda were not in a position to respond to that. They had no detection.
It seemed like they weren't ready for it. If you saw the way that they were positioning around Roche, they only had Denny in there. I thought maybe have Denise on the other side of the river.
Denise was nearby.
So I mean, Honestly, the game was
They-
crazy.
And they had no detection, so the moment he went into the sandstorm, he just did what he wanted to do. Steal Aegis, steal cheese, and Danelie almost made things work out, but he just lacked that bit of follow-up. You know, the rest of the team wasn't there. And that concludes game number 1. We still have one more game for this series. Lagenda can still correct their mistakes in game 2, but before that, we will go on a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the ESL Dota 2 Malaysia Singapore Championship Week 6 Day 1. We just came off a comeback where Dota Hero defeated Lagenda despite a horrendous start. Lagenda kind of dropping the ball towards the mid game courtesy of Danny, unfortunately. But they still have one more game to turn this around in game number 2. I'm HusKKiee and I'm joined by Danelie.
Oh, Lagenda. They looked so good last game.
And they look
Especially during the lanes. It was crisp, it was perfect, it was well executed, their mid game looked great. But then the heart happened. The heart happened, Danny got excited, he wanted to show Dota Hero what a heart looks like. And I mean, he did show them twice.
And the Aegis as well.
And the Aegis.
Yeah.
It was, everything just went downhill after that game. And I think Dota Hero just knowing what opportunities to pick at, realizing, oh, this is an opportunity to kill someone very quickly, this might stop the push. And everything just came crashing down onto Lagenda. And I think Lagenda probably kicking themselves as well. They definitely made some mistakes in the later portion of the game. The Bounty Hunter gold, I mean, was great, but at the end of the game, they ended up just giving all the Bounty Hunter gold to Dota Hero.
Yeah, it was unlucky. But the draws for game 2 is ready, so we will jump right into the picks and bans and see what Lagenda can do to salvage what they lost in game number 1.
Alrighty, so plan B, Lagenda are going to be grabbing the Morphling and the Abaddon. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we've seen this a couple times, teams banning Abaddon against Lagenda. Was it Lagenda or was it P1?
Lagenda. I think Abaddon is
one of their stronger heroes, I'm assuming, if it's constantly banned.
because Abaddon was banned by Lagenda last game. I think these two teams, they both value the Abaddon to a certain extent. So I think Dota Hero is they're comfortable with giving Abaddon away. Like, why not?
Yeah. I mean, Dota Hero is getting themselves the Naga Siren, so we'll take that away from Danny. Now I know Danny plays a stronger Morphling. We've seen him play a couple carries over the course of the tournament, and I think Morphling is his strongest performing one.
So far, yes.
Yeah. So
Abaddon Morphling is pretty standard. It's one of the best supports early on to keep Morphling alive. The Misqual.
you can be aggressive with these two as well. You just throw the Aphotic Shield onto Morphling. If you want to go tower diving, Morphling just tower dives, pops the shield, extra damage, should get the kill.
Yeah. And Abaddon's Misqual actually doesn't cost that much mana. You can actually spam it like 6 or 7 times in a single rotation, assuming that you don't have Clarity or Mango. That's how ridiculous the Misqual is.
Okay, so nice opening from Lagenda. Now for Dota Hero, I do like the opening from Dota Hero going back for the Sand King again. Very, very solid performance last game. It was offlane Sand King. Not sure if this is going to be offlane or support this time. It's a bit too early to say for Dota Hero, but I mean, if they still want to put you Matt Bro on the Sand King, he did really well last game. Looking for some really great openings.
I think they're definitely doing it. There's no reason that you don't put you Matt Bro on the Sand King. That guy was phenomenal.
I don't know though. It's like you can definitely go for traditional offlanes if they really wanted to. Doom being picked up by Lagenda. This was last banned, I believe, by was it Lagenda?
By Dota Hero.
Oh, it was Dota Hero. So they pick it up this time for Lagenda. Solid offlaner. Doom's pretty hard to kill in the offlane. Always gets gold. Just devours creeps.
Yeah, and
consistent flow of gold.
The best target you can find with the Doom is the Naga. You Doom the Naga, no song, nothing, nada.
Yeah, it even stops her from doing a passive too, right? She can't Riptide.
She can't Riptide. You just mute her. No, can she Riptide?
It'll
it's
be
a passive because it silences and mute. I don't think it breaks, right? I think it.
We'll
actually,
see.
I'm not sure. We'll see.
We'll see. All right, so for Dota Hero, what's the plan here? I mean, I'd be fine with Sand King being offlane here. Again, they're gonna go for the same support duo. Not yet.
This is way more threatening compared to last game because now they have a Naga
to set up for the black hole, for the epicenter, sets up for everything. And Lagenda, the only setup they have is Doom. I'm hoping they don't do any shenanigans such as Doom Grimstroke. I've seen this earlier today during epicenter. It didn't work out so well. It wasn't for Lagenda. It was a different team. Bit too gimmicky. I think they have. I think if anything, Lagenda probably needs to go back to the standard stuff.
Just
simple
play
execution.
Traditional. Don't need to go for anything fancy.
The only problem here for Lagenda though is that they've already locked down their 2 cores. Dota Hero already know what they're kind of going up against. The only hero they don't know what they're dealing with is the mid hero. Unless Denise pulls out mid Morphling and then Danny gets a different hero, but I highly doubt it with the playstyle that Lagenda typically plays.
It might happen. I mean, Denise pulled out a mid Pango, which worked out super well throughout the entirety of game 1. It's just that team wasn't there to follow up with Denise, and honestly, I feel like Denise is the one who has been stepping up the most. This guy is stealing the spotlight. He's hard carrying his team, and you can see every time he kind of gives his team a lead and things just fall apart. It's heartbreaking if you are Denise.
Yeah, it ends up being the follow-up that's the problem. The setup is great, but the follow-up, which is the rest of your team, sort of seems to be lacking. Although I think he's going to have faith in Danny this game because Morphling, it's his best hero. We've seen him play aggressive. We've seen him play defensive with this. It seems like it's just his most consistent hero. He will have impact. Not to say he didn't have impact last game, but I think last game he may have misunderstood the Naga, thinking that Naga was just this impervious, you can't kill me hero.
Oh yeah.
Now, Disruptor popping up for
God.
Dota hero. I love Disruptor. Amazing support. And this is very scary for a hero, in particular such as Morphling, because Glimpse is now suddenly going to be a factor. You can't simply waveform away. They have vision of you. You're getting glimpsed.
Yeah. And the ultimate as well. One of the strongest ultimates. One of the strongest ultimates for support
I mean,
in the late game.
combine that with Sand King,
Sand
combine
King.
that with Enigma, combine that with Naga. There's so much setup on this team. It's ridiculous.
You're basically looking at a team comp right now. It doesn't matter who starts off with their ultimate. The moment one catches on to you, the rest will follow up, and you're pretty much done.
Yeah.
Especially Static Storm. I think other than the Naga song, Static Storm is the most threatening one because it instantly silences you.
It's AoE as well, so
Yeah.
if there's enough lockdown, I mean, if they're stuck in, for example, kinetic field after Black Hole, then the Static Storm goes on top of them, they still can't do anything.
Yeah.
They're muted.
You don't even need to throw everything on them at once. You can slowly just layer ultimates on top of ultimates, and it will still help you kill the entire team because Lagenda, they don't have anything much unless Ruby pulls up a miracle steal, like you steal the Black Hole, you steal a Static Storm, then things might be different.
Now, the game's going to be a bit different because we're not seeing 100% the same hero rosters from these teams. I believe no bounty did not get banned, but it didn't get picked, so there's going to be no bounty harassment onto Enigma. So I'm wondering how Legenda's going to slow down Shady's farm if Shady is playing on that Enigma. Are they going to slow him down, or are they expecting to win the lanes? Because something to take note of with this lineup so far is that if Enigma's going to be in the jungle, it'll be Disruptor Naga in the safe lane. Disruptor is a weaker support. Naga Zone for the first couple levels isn't a good follow-up hero if the Disruptor manages to somehow catch a hero or glimpse them. And it could be a window of opportunity for Lagenda to sort of go ham with the Doom, because Doom is a strong offlaner.
Oh yeah.
He can shred supports, and in particular something such as a Disruptor. And Monkey King being the last pick here for Dota hero, interestingly enough.
That is just the Monkey King is, I think, is perfect, right? If the Denise plays Morphling mid, Monkey King smashes Morphling early on. If
I don't think so though. I think we had this discussion last week or was it a week before. Denise's style of play is that he plays very high skill cap heroes. Heroes that are very flashy, that can do a lot of things. And Morphling doesn't necessarily do that. I mean, it's not to say you can't play mid Morphling, but Morphling mid is very passive. It just secures that lane. It doesn't do anything else.
oh yeah.
I'm still expecting things like, I don't know, let's check the bans. I'm still expecting something such as a TA, his original hero. OD, also another hero that he typically plays. Invoker, we've seen him play Invoker as well. I'm expecting these three heroes because we said his hero pool was quite small. And now suddenly, I don't think we've seen Denise play Queen of Pain yet. So this is going to be a first for us.
Yeah, I think it's the first. I've never seen, not that I remember. I know Queen of Pain was picked, but definitely not by Lagenda. I think it was T-Max or P1.
I'm a bit worried about the Queen of Pain pick though, because I think it was another player that played Queen of Pain. Remember this game as well, you should.
Yeah.
It was Fixers on the Queen of Pain. I feel Denise and Fixers, I think we've said this before, they're very similar players. They're very active. They control the tempo of the game with the way that they play. And if Denise plays anything like Fixers, I'm scared he's going to fall into sort of the same trap where he's strong early, but then late game impact is very minimal.
And I think Lagenda is just going back to the textbook way of playing Dota. You have this strong early to mid hero in Queen of Pain. It's assuming Denise gets the snowball, which he almost gets it every time. Then you have late game that falls on Danny's shoulders. So you have a decent transition in terms of your cores, but I'm not really sure how they're gonna pull this off early on. I think that's my biggest concern.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly agree with you. I think in particular, picking a Queen of Pain after a Disruptor has been revealed. Disruptor is essentially a counter to any mobile, squishy mid heroes.
Yeah.
Heroes like Puck, Queen of Pain, any hero like that that relies on those mobility just gets shredded by Disruptor, because if you're in glimpse range, you're screwed.
Yeah.
If they catch sight of you, you're screwed, because essentially what's going to happen, get a glimpse back, kinetic field, static storm, there's going to be follow-up as well. Your Queen of Pain is dead.
Yeah, and even if there's no static storm, you have Burrow Strike, you have Ensnare. Ensnare
It's
cancels Blink as well.
So many spells to catch. That's the thing I'm worried about. That's actually why I'm a little bit concerned about the Queen of Pain pick for Denise. I was expecting something a bit safer, something that has a defensive mechanism. I would have been fine with OD, because OD can Astral. You have TA that has the shields. But Queen of Pain, it looks like he's going to try to dominate the mid lane. But it's going to be difficult because it's against a Monkey King.
Yeah, and it's the same scenario with Fixers during his game, I think 2 weeks back then with the Queen of Pain. He has the same burden on his shoulders. He is put it in this position that he has to snowball insanely hard compared to a normal Queen of Pain, and hope that is enough to slow down the game for the late game cores to come online. And Denise has to do the same, but against a Monkey King and a team that essentially counters Queen of Pain to a certain extent.
Exactly. So, is the game ready? Looks like
Looks like it is.
It is ready. So let's jump into the game. Let's see how everything's going to turn out. Is it going to be 1-1? Is it going to be 2-0? Well, we'll find out. I'm very keen. Sorry, that's a very Australian word. I'm honestly very keen to see how Denise modifies his Queen of Pain build. If it's going to be the traditional build that we normally see, or if he's going to modify it for a potential late game. Because I know Fixers in that particular game was actually expecting it to end, I believe, at about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
He built for a mid-game Queen of Pain. It went late game. He fell off. He fell off very, very hard. Does Denise modify for a late game? Does he feel confident going late game with a Morphling?
I honestly think that Denise might just go for the classic Orchid. Like if you want to be even safer, go for the use, then you go for Orchid. They might even need a nullifier if they can get it, but there's no good nullifier carriers other than the Queen of Pain. So that's a serious amount of investment just for a single hero, but they're going to find Zeo with the Shadow Strike, and this should be first blood if they catch sight of Zeo, as Vexus will walk forward, but he has not skilled any abilities yet, so Monkey King will get away.
Interesting. So they've changed the lanes up a little bit. Zeo's going into the safe lane. They're going to throw Naga mid against Queen of Pain, and if anything, I'm happy if I'm Dota here, because Queen of Pain normally wins mid lanes through poking, through chipping down your HP. Naga has very high base armor. I don't think Chidori is going to be phased by Denise at all. He'll get the CS, and if he gets his bottle, Chidori is fine.
Yeah, and the kill threat is also lesser from a Dota hero side. If you are Lagenda, because Monkey King can walk up. When he gets that phase where he walks up, he gets the Jingu Master, stacks in, and suddenly you cannot fight him. But for Naga, he has to ensnare you, and you can see the animation coming.
Yeah.
So you can easily just blink away and get to safety.
Oh, if anything, we'll have to wait and see how this mid matchup goes. Who's going to be the better CS? Because you can already see Denise. He's trying his hardest to try and push Chidori out of lane. Chidori has regen, but like I said, once he gets the regeneration, especially if he gets a stick against Queen of Pain is really good, because he constantly just casts spells.
Yeah, but Legenda's trying to play the strong off lane with the Doom, but you can see Monkey King against Doom. Monkey King isn't that scared as well compared to a Naga Siren.
I'm more comfortable with the Monkey King Disruptor, because Monkey King is one of the best heroes to follow up after a support initiation, because 4 hits, Jingu procs, bonus damage, you hit like a truck.
And he even can start things off on his own.
Yeah, with the Boundless Strike.
Yeah.
Boundless Strike, the Tree Dance.
Yeah, the Tree Dance, especially the Tree Dance. You give so much information to your team, but Lagenda, they do not have the Bounty Hunter to kind of disrupt Shady in this game, but you can see them trying hard, just like what Denise is doing. They're trying to push the tempo, they're trying to get the farm in and push Dota Hero back, but unfortunately, seems like it's not really working too well for them. Dota Hero still in a good spot, but the Sand King is gonna lose his life by just standing still. I'm not sure what happened.
I'm guessing he may have accidentally disconnected. I mean, Unless he thought he was going to die anyway. Or maybe mass problems. I mean, stuff happens. Stuff happens in games. So that's a little unfortunate there for Dota Hero to be losing. That was first blood to Morphling as well, right?
Yeah, that was to Morphling. Not really sure what happened though. Because he just stood there.
He didn't pause either, so they didn't really mention what was the issue. He's moving, so I guess it's fine.
Either that or he didn't know that there was I don't know. It was just really weird.
Who knows? Maybe, yeah, I think maybe he didn't know there was a sentry.
To see him just stand there and die.
Oh, Danny!
The caustic.
Gotta be a little bit careful there, yeah.
And I believe it happened on Epic Center. I forgot which team. There was a Morphling and then there was a Sand King. The Sand King got the caustic finale onto Morphling. He got the Morphling to low health. And then when the Morphling switched to AG, caustic finale popped and Morphling died.
Oh, so he underestimated the...
Very unfortunate circumstances.
The caustic. I mean, it does happen sometimes.
It does happen.
It's just an oversight by the players. They just sort of don't expect it. Okay. I mean, lane's not doing too badly. Morphling's farming great, so that's some good news for Lagenda. Queen of Pain coming in second. So Denise is not doing bad versus the Naga, but you got to take into consideration Naga's not being pushed out.
Yeah, and Lagenda got another kill. Again, it's on the Sand King. So they're pumping the resources into Danny, which is super great because you have no power backing him up. There's no way that the Sand King can kill off the Morphling.
If Danny can fight early, that's great news, actually. It means Legenda's going to be able to pop off sooner. They can push towers. Maybe Danny can play a more active role in this game because you don't want to go late versus Naga, Monkey King together. I mean, it's not to say he can't, but I think to be on the safer end of the spectrum because he probably understands that Denise is going to have his back early.
Oh, yeah.
Later on, maybe not so much. It'll be a harder game. Maybe they just say, let's capitalize on what we have now, which is a stronger mid-game transition because we have Doom, we have the Aphotic Shield, we have a Rubik that has a lot of spells you can steal. I mean, this is actually the perfect Rubik game. There's Black Hole, there's Glimpse, Static Storm, Burrow Strike, lots of spells to steal. And Monkey King shouldn't have died there, but he did.
Yeah, and Lagenda repeating what they did last game. Now Denise trying to go for Chidori. Unfortunately, doesn't want to tank out too many tower shots. Has the double damage, so Chidori effectively is pushed back. But I don't know. Lagenda, every time I see a Lagenda game, my biggest question is not about Denise, it's not about the offlane, it's more about the Danny factor. Because we don't want the same thing to happen like what happened last game where Danny got super ahead, just like game number 1, and because of one mistake, the whole game just went down the drains.
Yeah, honestly, I just think last game he got overconfident.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens when you're running a bounty hunter and you have this massive influx of gold. You get items sooner than you're used to, and then you think, I have a huge lead, I'm unstoppable. Yeah, so hopefully Danny can wind it back a little bit, maybe come back down to planet Earth and keep himself grounded in these team fights, play safer. Because honestly, with last game, they played so well. I really think they have a chance to win. And oh my goodness, there goes Rubik.
Yeah, there's no running away from that. There's already 4 stacks on the Jingle Mastery. A Kinetic Field locks him down now. They find a glimpse onto the Doom as the Doom will get a lot of damage in, but he has the Inferno Blade, so Zeo has to be really careful with that burn.
I gotta play a little bit safer now if you're that Monkey King. He's got no regen actually, so Monkey King needs to be careful. Very careful. Especially around Vexus.
They're trying again though. Yep, they still have the stacks online.
Can.
For the longest time ever, and they'll find out Vexus. Vexus tried to go for the Hoop Storm, gets it, no power with the perfect rotation now.
The Aphotic Shield though.
Aphotic Shield, there is the Inferno Blade, they get it onto Bun, but the range from Zeo is just too much
for
Vexus to deal with, and Vexus will go down. Meanwhile, Danny, being engaged on by an Enigma, will have to abandon ship in the top lane.
That's what happens when they had to send down the Abaddon into the bottom lane. It leaves the Morphling exposed, unfortunately. Hopefully Danny will be able to continue farming. I think he's healing up at the shrine, so he might go back into the jungle while he waits for his support to come back because he's kind of alone against a Sand King Enigma. Yeah. I kind of wish this is what we saw last game from Dota here with the Enigma. Shady coming into the lane early and pushing. Danny, can he? Oh, can he? No, no way, no way. He tried.
He's lucky that he walked out with his life because of the missed stomp. Could have easily died there.
Oh, Danny's gonna be careful. He's morphed Agi.
Backup isn't coming anytime soon as well.
Yeah.
They are focusing on the bot lane now. They're trying to.
They brought Abaddon back up, so Danny should be fine. He's got the support. And it looks like Shady's going to head back into the jungle. He sees that they're back. Okay, back into the jungle for me.
There's no one to hunt Shady down. If you see the Morphling alone, you bring Shady in, try to go for a kill, but you see the abandon back. Alright, I'm going to farm the jungle again. I know that there's no one from Lagenda who can just walk in and contest that jungle. So, I don't have to worry about buying sentries, I don't have to worry about vision, I can just farm whatever I want.
Interestingly enough, the game is more or less even across the board. The only X factor is Shady because he's getting confirmed farm in the jungle. But if anything, Danny's farming, Denise is farming, as well as the Doom. Doom is actually farming pretty decently as well.
Danny has to be careful though, he's pretty much stranded as there's a Wukong's command. Great burrow strike for the setup as Danny waveforms away, but Zeo is looking for him. No power is there to back him up.
I was going to try and body block him.
There's no TP coming in, so Zeo doesn't have to worry, but he might try though. Great adaptive strike for the stun.
To keep him protected. Now that means bottom's exposed. Disruptor's there by himself with a Doom. So Doom can continue pushing. I guess they just wanted to secure this top tower.
Yeah.
Scrap the tower, take the control away from Danny, but Denise is here. And Denise could cause a lot of hell here. She's got the Sonic Wave.
But No Power and Danny are not really in a condition to fight at this point of time. So Denise is just going to look for the perfect opportunity because Morphling and Abandon, they are really far away. And there's no way Denise can start this fight alone. She might just die. There's too many disables on Dota Hero's side. She's going to continue following Shady, who is unknowingly in the front line as they're going to try right now. The damage just immediately comes through.
Oh,
Great
Shady. Bit of a misplay by himself as well. Didn't really have backup. It's a kill to Danny. Very nice for the Morphling. Continues farming. But who else is farming? There's a Naga Siren called Chidori. 100% free farm, even though he was in the same lane as Denise. This is concerning if you're a Lagenda. You're up against a free farm Naga Siren who's practically free to go wherever she wants, is not afraid of dying because there's no burst on the side of Lagenda. The only burst is Queen of Pain, but Queen of Pain can't 100 to 0 a Naga Siren.
Yeah.
Rubik, where's the damage of Rubik? Rubik doesn't do damage, neither does Abaddon. Your only option is to Doom the Naga, but if you're dooming the Naga, all of a sudden the rest of the team can just team fight because there's no Doom. Enigma can Black Hole, Disruptor can Glimpse, Static Storm, Sand King can Epicenter.
But I feel like the best target to Doom is still the Naga, simply because without the illusions disrupting you, you have more windows to kind of just invest your spells.
In a team fight, sure.
Yeah.
But I really don't see Chidori joining the fights. It's basically his team doing the...
It's like the budget alchemist.
budget alchemist.
The Riptide actually does way more than the Radiance. You don't need the 3.8k, actually 4.4k, 5.4k goal for an item.
Yeah.
You just need to send illusions with Riptide.
I mean, like if you wanted to really farm the map, then I guess you can still go for Radiance. Send like one illusion per camp, it would pretty much burn everything down. But yeah, honestly, it's just up to Dota Hero and what they want to do because Dota Hero this game, they're not limited by anything. Their game is actually pretty good for mid game. They've got pretty decent late game. And Danny, has he fallen into the trap again? No, he hasn't.
No power is nearby, so I don't think he will die.
There's
In
Denise.
fact, Denise will come in. They will push Shady really far back, but great morph into the Sand King. Barrel Strike. Shady is stranded and he will die. They even bring in the Rubik as well.
Danny. Almost dropping there, Danny. Luckily he survives. But Doom ended up dying in the bottom lane to the Monkey King.
Yep, Dora Hero punishes that rotation immediately. An off lane, or technically an off lane for an off lane, because Morphling is free farming, but sorry, Enigma was free farming, but Doom has more net worth. So that's even more goal going over to Dora Hero. But great morph from Danny. I believe he has 3 kills already. And that is a great start if you're a Morphling. And Denise as well. Not too far behind. They actually, both cores on Lagenda are parked on the first and second place on the top of the net worth chart.
Okay, is
Vexus
this a bait? Is this a trap? What's the plan here, Vexus? He's got support coming in. Denise is here.
Can they get to Vexus in time? Seems like they cannot. They will still lose Vexus and they have to abandon the fight instantly.
Yeah, this is definitely not the same as last game for Lagenda. We saw Lagenda taking complete control of the fights, lots and lots of power, lots of control, but now you can say they're very much hesitating when they're coming into the fights. Denise, they've seen him go top, we've seen him go bottom. Not as dominating as his Pango play we saw in the first game. His Pango just absolutely shredded Dota here, but now starting to see the weaknesses of Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain is not as strong as she used to be. She used to be a lot stronger than this. She had a lot of burst potential, but I think just because of all the recent patches, heroes getting buffed, items getting changed, that just changed the fundamentals of the Queen of Pain. She's just not strong anymore. There's a reason why she's not a popular pick amongst the top players anymore.
Yeah,
Because she gets outplayed in almost every regard.
we hardly see Queen of Pain in pro play. So Dota Hero's gonna get that tier 1 in the bottom lane. Lagenda haven't gotten any towers yet, so that's the important part. Because Dota Hero, they are opening up the map, and that is good news for Naga. That's good news for Chidori. That's good news for Shady. Now you have to.
It's just gold for the team.
You have less to worry about. They basically open up an entire gold mine for this course.
Gold mine, it just speeds up all the item progression. In particular for supports, a lot of people sort of forget that supports benefit a lot from tower drops because it's valuable gold going towards core items that they want to go for. In particular, if it's a Blink Dagger carrier. Now, the Nateman's down. Do they continue fighting?
Great boundless strike, static storm a bit off, but
Glimpse.
they glimpse the Nis back. Is surely going to fall. That's the Queen of Pain, like you said. The counter from the Disruptor, and they will find the Doom as well. Still on a dominating spree. Still wants to go for more, but unfortunately, Rubik is out. More kills for Dota Hero.
Yeah, they kill Shady, but it's a support enigma for your offlane and your mid lane. That's a huge victory for Dota Hero. It just means there's more free time to farm in the jungle, more free time to do whatever they really want. Monkey King, the difference between Queen of Pain and Monkey King when it comes to being core hero is because we know Naga's playing the farming role. The core is going to actually be the Monkey King. Is that Monkey King can do a lot more than a Queen of Pain does. He can sit back, he can farm. If these two heroes were given 10 minutes to farm, Monkey King would come out on top because he benefits from items more than a Queen of Pain does.
Yeah, and Queen of Pain, I don't know.
I mean, she's on the struggle bus right now.
Yeah,
I just don't see Denise's impact this game.
yeah, he's going for the Orchid, so until he gets that,
He has to hurry up
his
though.
impact is really low.
He has to hurry up with the Orchid because the
The static storm is causing too much.
it's not just that. The reason why people actually don't favor Orchid anymore in Queen of Pain is the window to utilize this item is so small.
Yeah.
It is so small. If you can't utilize the item properly and you gain some sort of advantage with it, oh my goodness, Shady.
Great blink.
That was close.
Denise just barely surviving that black hole. The animation was just enough.
It's now on cooldown, so you're going to be feeling more comfortable if you're a Legenda.
Shidori's gonna kill Denise though.
Can he? The
Yeah, he
Battle's
has
here?
the diffuser.
Oh my
Ooh,
goodness.
great
The
aphotic
Aphotic Shield just in time.
Vexus comes in.
Are
They
they
might
gonna-
try to turn this around. Stun.
The
Fate
illusions
mode.
aren't there anymore.
Sticks are used. The counter
Stolen!
black hole. Wow, stolen away.
I
Ruby.
I didn't know that was stolen.
Yeah.
Oh my
Danny
goodness.
now is gonna have his own kinetic field. They pop the drums. They sound the war horns, and they will get bun.
Wow, Legenda. Okay, firstly, I didn't know
It was
Rubik
stolen.
stole the black hole. I thought the black hole just ended up getting cancelled. I guess it was Rubik that ended up being the big pain there. He was just like, oh, thank you. Gift from me. It's a Christmas already.
Yeah, that was one of the. That's basically the best spell.
That was definitely a WTF moment for Naga. Chidori is like, what the hell is this?
Why does he have a black hole?
When did this happen?
Shady.
Oh, that's
Explain yourself.
unfortunate. Yeah. It was very close though. I mean, the Naga, Chidori coming in to try and kill Denise, it made sense. He was so close to killing him, but Aphotic Shield just being a big pain in the butt side. But the problem here though is that, sure, you kill the Naga Siren, but is anything changing in the game? Are you getting towers? Are you controlling the map? Are you getting vision? Are you ganking? None of this is happening so far for Lagenda. They've been the ones to consistently play in the defensive mode. They're just waiting for Dota Hero to make moves, and they come in and they play defensively, but there's nothing to gain outside of this.
The reactive plays from Lagenda is starting to show. They, like you said, were not as aggressive as they were in game number 1. Yes,
I think it's just a limitation of the draft.
Yeah.
It's just not the same, you know. Denise, I really think he needed a different hero.
But
He needed something that could be more proactive. I mean, I still would have been fine if it was TA.
even OD would be decent.
OD would have been fine. OD probably would have been a huge pain for Naga because he just astrals Naga. Naga can't do anything. Could have even astraled the Monkey King, to be completely fair.
Anyone. It works super well for Blink Dagger as well. Doom just picked up his own Blink. They will immediately smoke up and try to look for that Blink engage with the Doom, and they know that Dota Hero are on the top side, but
Where are
Dota
the
Hero,
vision?
they have full vision. They're gonna pop all the smokes, and the first target is gonna be Danelie, the Queen of Pain. Can they kill Danelie in time? They drop the Static Storm only onto Danelie. A lot of commitment, and Danenie's gonna go to the back line. Great Doom, blinking. Vexus finds the Enigma, but Enigma doesn't have Black Hole, so it doesn't really matter too much. Buyback from Danelie. Danelie rejoins the fight. Great Burrow Strike on the 2. No power keeping Danelie alive for now as Zero goes to work with the Boundless Strike. Great Sonic Wave on the tree, follow up Scream of Pain. Zero running away, still drops down despite turning into a tree, and Chidori trying to get away with the Song of the Siren, but Dota Hero, they've already lost 3 members. It might be 4 if Vexus can see you, Matt, bro. Doesn't get the Inferno Blade or the Stomp down, so Sand King escapes with his life.
That tree though, that hero tree, if it wasn't there, Sand King definitely would have dropped. The buyback onto Danelie, that was necessary. If they didn't have that, it would have been no kills. No kills at all. They wouldn't have gotten Monkey King. They wouldn't have gotten Disruptor. We saw the power of the Disruptor already. Just catches Danelie. Forced a buyback for Danelie to even contribute. I have to say the Doom onto Enigma was definitely questionable because he just recently used Black Hole. So I mean it's up now. Maybe they were scared that the fight would go too long and Enigma would have had the Black Hole again. But if anything, maybe consider throwing Black Hole into Nagasire or something. Any other hero to sort of mute them or prevent them. They're going to try and kill Shady now, but can they do it?
From Enigma? Yeah,
no way.
Can't.
No way.
The Centaur Storm was a bit quicker than the Doom Storm.
Gonna back up. So, oh, they got to be careful now, Rubik. Oh, they did spot him. It's a bit too late.
Yeah, no Malefice available.
They're
they
looking
might lose Vexus though.
Can they see him though? He's TPing.
Oh, he's TPing away.
Yeah, it's nighttime. They won't have the vision. It gets out safely. It's more time for Danny to farm. We have no pal here on the Abaddon. Practically babysitting the Morphling. I think really this is really the only way you can really do anything. And you can tell how pressured Danny feels as well because he's gone for the Lincolns first.
Yeah.
He's scared of the Glimpse. He doesn't want to be hit with Ensnare. Even the
illusions were killing him.
Yeah, that's Naga for you. Like a lot of the targetables on Dota here are very lethal to the Morphling, so I think it's just really the safest move to make. But that means he's invested in a defensive item. This is not a farming item. This is not even a fighting. I mean, it's kind of a fighting item, but not in a way that's going to help you end the fight sooner. Yeah, and it helps you survive.
You need to drag out the game a bit longer and stop because they will lose the Rubik as well.
Orchid is now up onto Danelie. We'll have to see if something happens with this item because the thing I'm really, really scared about is Orchid is done. They use it in the first team fight and it does nothing.
And I think one thing that we forgot to kind of mention is that I believe Kidao's not playing today because Vexus was playing the off lane. Was originally which is originally Kidao's role. There's a sub in for the support, I believe.
Unless it's just changed names.
Oh, it could be.
Yeah, we're not really sure.
It sure feels weird.
Definitely feels weird. I mean, not having him.
Danny going for the E-Blade is definitely a sound investment.
It really feels like he had to go for an attack item after this. I mean, he could have gone for Skadi, but then it means he's only working with stats. He's not. He can't be active in the fight. So I'm down for the E-Blade. He's gonna have to farm this as fast as possible because Chidori's getting huge. So is the Monkey King.
And the Blink just got picked up by Enigma as well.
Oh my goodness.
The best thing about E-Blade is you can still kind of shotgun the Disruptor and the Enigma. And if you do that, you save the Doom for another target, which is a big win if you are Lagenda.
Even in a fight, to be honest, you can even shotgun Monkey King and he can't hit anyone.
And they found a Sand King, great dust from no power. It's just pure patience. The Orchid also going to work and they will find
the reveal as well.
The Sand King, but Dota Hero, they're still going to smoke up and they see Vexus. Vexus might just go up before dropping the Doom. He finally finds it on the Monkey King. The Ensnare comes down as well. A lot of investment onto the Doom.
But can they go in? That's already Doom used.
Lagenda, I try to find someone. You can see Chidori using the Purge onto the Nis. Glimpse will bring no power back. No power uses the Athletic Shield, but it doesn't really matter. Trying to turn onto Zeal with that borrowed time, but his time is indeed borrowed as he will run out right now, giving Shady the credit.
Oh boy.
They were not in a position to fight.
They're not. Oh, the Sonic Wave snatch. Wow. Danelie, that was a surprise, and it's another surprise hit for Shady. That was very calculated. That worked out very well. That was good play.
That was perfect. It came out of nowhere.
That's called a jump scare.
Yeah, that's literally a jump scare. Imagine,
Oh.
imagine being perched up on the tree, just enjoying the scenery, and then you just die.
Stuff like that happens. It's Dota.
Even Shady was surprised. He was like, well, what happened?
Wait, where's the Monkey King? He just TP'd in. Oh, he's in the fountain. Okay, I understand. Naga Siren has finished up the Manta style, so there's more Naga Siren illusions to deal with. And after this, it's probably going to be something along the lines of a heart. Yep. Is that a heart?
Yep. It's going for the heart.
Once the heart is up, I mean, Naga's good to push.
Radiance for Doom. I like this. It
Oh, mischance would be very good.
helps a bit with the mischance and the burn. You can potentially cancel blink. You can slowly chip the illusions down. Danelie going for that BKB is going to be super helpful. Now you cannot ensnare her. The Sonic Wave also.
I thought you can still ensnare.
Can you still ensnare?
I think you can still ensnare magic immune targets.
You can check the tooth. Yeah.
I think you
Now
can,
that you mentioned it.
if I'm not mistaken. I remember Naga being a BKB counter.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
actually can.
Oh wait, hang on, they may have changed it. Pierce's spell immunity,
Wait, no, you
no,
can't.
they must have changed it because the old one pierced BKB.
Luckily, it doesn't anymore.
Yeah, so at least the BKB would be more useful for Denise, because if that still went through, that would have been devastating. Now the only spell he needs to worry about now is going to be, there's actually two spells. It's Black Hole, and the secondary one is the Naga Song, because you pop BKB. If Naga Songs, the old counter to BKB was you isolate them with the Naga Song.
With the Naga
You
Song.
pop the song, you fight them while the BKB is still up, and you potentially kill them when the rest of their teammates are sleeping.
Great silence onto the Enigma, but they still gain line of sight of no power. Great Doom, they find the Enigma, they can kill the Enigma off immediately. Denise comes in for the pick up. Now Danny will wait from out of the way. You mad bro, surrender at the fountain. They finally pop the song, but remember, no black hole. Dota hero, they have to disengage right now.
Yep. I thought they would have tried to go with maybe a Burrow Strike initiation into Epicenter, but I think they really just want to make sure that they have
They're
their
not
Enigma
confident.
Black Hole.
Denise though,
Oh dear, getting
Why?
caught out. Lagenda?
why was he even there? Stolen song might be able to help as a Rubik will start his own concert, but the
Oh no.
glimpse kills off no power, so it doesn't matter in the air. And now the Rubik might die as well.
There's a
Gonna
blink
blink
dagger, I
away.
think. Is that blink on the Rubik? That is right, yeah.
Yes. But Monkey King's gonna follow.
Gotta blink at man. Gotta blink!
Yeah, he's dead.
Was on cooldown.
Denise. Why?
It's unfortunate.
And
I noticed Denise has done that a lot, actually. A lot of the engagements, he comes in from these very awkward angles in the back line. But I think he's getting punished for it now. Oh no, they found Danny! Oh, Danny.
Denise just pulled a Danny. Honestly, there was no reason for him to chase the Monkey King.
You know, an item that I was quite surprised that Denise didn't go for, that a lot of top tier teams love to go from Queen of Pain, is actually the Yule Scepter.
Yeah, the Yule Scepter.
Yule's, you just throw yourself in the air, you waste some of the duration of the Static Storm, because you actually cannot get rid of Glimpse. Glimpse is one of those really, really awkward spells that you can't purge off or anything.
No matter what you do, it
Yeah.
always brings you
If you
back.
phase shift out, for example, as Puck, you still get relocated. I think if you get hit with Astral, you still get relocated.
Yeah.
It's very strange, some of the interactions with it, but yeah. I gotta say, the impact of Lagenda this game, not the same as Game 1. Game 1, they definitely they made some very flashy plays. I was really, really happy with Lagenda Game 1, but I think Game 2, their draft, very unforgiving.
Yeah, Lagenda is just... We were all looking at Denise to push the tempo. And he hasn't been doing as much as we wanted him to.
I mean, he can't, though.
He can't,
It's a Queen of Pain. She's one of the lesser functioning mids. She's something where she has this very weird mid ground. She's between a farming mid and an active mid right now because she's so hungry for levels. She's actually one of the more hungry mids in terms of needing things such as gold, levels to actually come online. But once you have those things, if you compare her to a hero that does the same thing as her, the other hero will outshine Queen of Pain because she's just so underwhelming.
And it could be one of the properties that Viper outshines Queen of Pain. At least Viper can break passive and stay in the fight longer.
Sit in the front, can even go for utility and still be useful.
Yeah.
Because Quap is not a hero that can build utility. She can't build mech, she can't build Greaves. Because if she builds those items, it really prevents her from doing what she does best, which is bursting, killing someone instantly.
Oh.
They're going to lose the Rubik here, unfortunately.
Yeah, Ruby went for a greedy spell steal, and he'll pay with his life.
Oh dear, that's going to be the high ground. Now the question is, we're in the same lane. Does Dota Hero make the same mistake?
Seems like
No.
they are more cautious this time. They have a lot of ways to engage, all disengage. Radiance does get picked up by Doom. Unfortunately, without the Rubik, Lagenda cannot even think of taking a fight.
I honestly think they might consider it.
But do you want to though?
I mean, ideally, you'd want to sort of start picking them off when they're trying to escape, but it's a safe escape. Dota Hero, free tower. I suppose that's okay with Lagenda. It's not the Raxus.
You don't lose the Raxus.
But they're going to most likely lose their shrine unless they're trying to bait here.
I think they are.
They're
so
trying to bait.
we'll see if Lagenda
Do they bite?
snips it up. They have no vision, and that's the problem. You lose. The good thing about high ground push is that the most devastating thing about high ground push is that when you lose, when you complete that push, you gain control of a quarter of the jungle. They're gonna find a burrow strike onto Vexus. Vexus still has the Doom though, but might not be able to use it as he is stunned up, silenced, rooted, and brought down. 50 seconds in the fountain.
Oh dear, and he just bought the Radiance as well, so he's not gonna have buyback money.
Yeah.
I mean, the Radiance did a little bit of burn while he was getting caught, but Radiance doesn't tank you up. It doesn't make you more sustainable. It obviously helps you do more damage, but against a lineup that has a lot of healing, you've got a mech on your Enigma now, you've got a heart picked up on Chidori, so now the pushes are going to be so easy and flawless. And with no Doom, you're not worried about Doom.
Yeah, and Lagenda might just get punished with a Rex. Yeah,
I really think they just have to give this away. They can't afford to defend the bottom lane. Maybe they just wait for Doom. If Dota Hero get greedy, try to go for the mid lane.
Oh wow, Danny! They find the shotgun onto Enigma. This might be the sign
the song
for Dota for Lagenda to start a fight, but it's retreat. It's retreat for Dota Hero. They have no Enigma.
Oh, Disruptor! Do they know? They're pinging.
Make it out. There we go. So great pick off right there
looks
by
like Doom.
Lagenda. They might find more. It's you, mad bro. They do not have detection though. They're fine with the Scream of Pain. They will just utilize the Radiance to burn you, mad bro, down as you, mad bro, waiting for that barrel strike.
He's slowly burning though.
Yeah. They're using their Falling Shield as well.
Can they get him? Oh, he went up north.
Oh, found him.
Burrow strike? They don't know where he is.
What?
They had no vision.
Oh.
Oh, they lost him. Oh,
That was
no.
That was so unfortunate.
They didn't even put a ward on the high ground. If they had the ward on the high ground, they would have seen him. Oh, sneaky plays by you, Matt, bro. Dude, he played so good in game 1. I was impressed with that play. That shouldn't have happened.
Oh, Dane's gonna fight Zeo, but he'll E-blade himself. Now turns into a monkey as well. It's gonna be a monkey fight. But Zeo...
That's actually BKB used though. That was the first BKB charge from Monkey King.
10 seconds.
Yeah. He actually got it after that mid fight. I'm surprised he used it to try and kill Danny.
Well, now Danny is the Monkey King. The imposter Monkey King. We're 30 minutes
He may have been the real king. You don't know that.
Morphling is the real of everything.
The real everything. It's like Rubik. He's better than everyone.
Morphling is like this entity that is everything.
He's the king.
He's nothing, but then he's everything, you know. That's Morphling.
Oh, okay, you're talking about Morphling. I thought you said Monkey King. I was like...
You should give Morphling an Arcana that just makes him this anomaly. I mean, he can transform into anything he wants.
You know, technically, Monkey King could be the better version of Treant. Because he really looks like a tree when he morphs into a tree.
He morphs into an actual tree.
Yeah. And then Treant's not a real tree. I don't know what Treant is. He's a tree.
Treant is like the Dota 1 version of a tower. The structures.
Oh, speaking, I don't know, this reminds me of the Battle Pass. They have
yeah.
I don't know what is that, the totem tower thingies?
Yeah, that throws
Are
rocks
those out yet, or is that still coming out?
I think they're already out. I'm actually not sure.
I thought they looked really
it's
cool.
like level 355 or something.
I want to see someone use that tower thing. It'll be pretty cool looking.
But the thing I find the coolest about the Battle Pass is the level 1565, where you get this cool purple effect on your auto attack.
Oh, that one!
But
But people are going to confuse it for like Deso or something.
It's just too hard to get. It's 1.5k in terms of Battle Pass levels.
How much money do you have to spend to change the color of your attacks? Oh my
Just
goodness.
when
Oh, we got a smoke!
Danny, going for the shotgun. This time they find the
Oh,
disruptor.
the
But the
song!
song, they drop the Static Storm. Denise comes right in with the BKB. They're trying to go for Shady. Shady gets the Sonic Wave in the face, but they cannot lose Danny. Danny's gonna Morph is way out, Morph into the Naga, Wukong command gets used, Enigma gets brought down, buys back instantly, Danelie still alive. This is good for Lagenda, they can keep this fight going. They even doom out the Naga as well, the Naga might just die, silence up Danelie with a double kill. Lagenda chasing for more as Danelie will be protected the entire fight. Buyback.
Ooh, Zeal?
Used. They're gonna find a shotgun. They cannot lose the Enigma though, Enigma does get away.
I think they're trying to bait with the Monkey King. Shady's actually getting ready to try and go for a black hole.
Yeah, and they lose a Doom, but Doom already used his ultimate. BKB now for Danelie. This is perfect.
I mean, it could be perfect, but still black hole.
Yes, they are.
Black hole still goes to BKB. Looking at the heroes, the only one that can cancel that can cancel black hole is the Rubik Lift or the Morphling Adaptive Strike. Outside of, I guess
if he steals Boundless Strike, you can cancel as well. There's a lot of fifths.
I suppose, but this is still going to be a really tough game. Luckily, though, this game is going a little bit later, and they have killed the Naga, so she is still mortal. She's not immortal yet. But Denise, I have to say, Denise is still performing pretty well, considering how late the game is going. He's only really got the awkward BKB. His utility doesn't really go beyond that at all. He's trying to go for Shivas though, so I like that he's going to be this annoying, I'm going to be in the middle of the team fight, I'm going to keep Shivasing, I'm going to keep using my awkward, I'm just going to be a big pain in the butt. If you kill me, that's fine because you use resources to kill me. My team's going to come in, my Morphling's going to kill you, my Doom's going to kill you.
Yeah, and I believe Denise also queued up the axe.
Yes,
so
but that has to go after the Shivas though. He needs the armor.
He needs the armor. And you can see even in this kind of situation where Queen of Pain supposedly falls off, Danelie still manages to put up a lot of output in terms of damage. Even getting a double kill in that previous fight, and it was just perfect. They catch Enigma and Naga out. However, Dota here will reward themselves with the second Aegis and a cheese on top of it.
That's going to make pushing a lot easier for them as well. I don't know what the solution here is for Lagenda outside of try and go for another surprise smoke. That's what worked the first time. It might have to be the thing that they have to do again, because if you try to fight them during the high ground push, you have to remember the Naga song is always there. We haven't seen Chidori actually have a really bad Naga song so far. It's been all perfectly calculated. It always saves someone. It always sets up. We've never seen him fumble the song so far. And they see the empty base, so I think they're a little bit worried about where some of these heroes are. Look in the back lines.
Yep, they're actually, most of them are actually outside the base and trying to burst Chidori down. However, Chidori has the heart.
Oh, look who's down in the steps.
They're actually being really cheeky. Nopal popped the smoke. And
he's actually going to try and go for a black hole steal, I think. He's waiting.
Danelie?
So careful.
Be careful though, Danelie. He actually goes in, pause the BKB. They look for Bun, they find him. No static storm. They doom out the Enigma. Enigma dies back. The song gets used, but BKB on Morphling means that they can keep going. And Danelie trying to take everything into his own hand. Gets the shotgun off, finds the monkey. Monkey now BKB, but Sonic Wave pierces through that. Danelie on the killing spree. Lagenda trying to turn this around. They find 4, buyback on Disruptor, but who cares? The stolen song will keep Danelie in place, and he will cancel his performance because the better performance is the death of this Naga. Silence up, kited around, poison, and brought down. Aegis expanded, and there's nothing that Dora Hero can do to save this poor Naga. Chidori will have to die another death as Danelie. They will get the disable in, waiting for the silence again. They slow him down. That's the silence and the lift. Everything committed. Lagenda winning a convincing fight.
A round of applause for a fantastic defense coming in from Lagenda. I'm really surprised the Enigma got caught at the top lane by the Doom. I actually don't know what Shady was doing up there.
Yeah, and
that was bizarre. I thought that Shady was hiding somewhere, getting ready for the black hole, because I was keeping an eye on the Rubik, because Rubik had other plans. He was actually getting ready to steal the black hole himself, but props to Doom. Sniffs out the Enigma, prevents the black hole, and when there's no black hole, it's a full-on red alarm retreat from Dota here because their team fight is gone.
Yeah, and it was super smart from Lagenda. They actually baited Disruptor and Enigma to kind of retreat to the top side because they came from the bot side, and then they were like, hey, we're gonna force them to the top side. Doom, get ready. So Danelie waveforms in, shotguns and kills off Disruptor. At the same time, they doom up Enigma, and they basically won the fight. It was
they just dismantled all the support.
That's just mind games, perfect mind games from Lagenda.
I'm very surprised that Dota Hero continued to go in there. I think the moment they saw both their supports to go down, they should have backed up, should have played more safely, more methodically. They have Aegis, they have Cheese. I mean, they had Aegis. I don't know if they have Cheese still. Oh, Cheese is still on the Monkey King, but they had Aegis on the Naga Siren, but it's wasted.
They could have retreated if Danny did not have the BKB, because Danny was hammering away on the Monkey King.
Oh yeah, I
the
saw
song.
that.
if he was asleep, I believe Dota Hero would have just gotten the hell out of there. Unfortunately, Danny was just like, I got BKB. What are you going to do? Starts killing the Monkey King, and Chidori got all stranded.
Speaking of which, though, I'm really surprised that Dota Hero is not utilizing the fact that Naga's such a good BKB isolation hero. They haven't turned around to try and kill a hero with the Naga song.
Defensive Naga song. They have the Black Hole, but look at all the
Do you want a Black Hole of Doom? No.
All the supports are spread out. Doom is used, so that's a good sign for Dota Hero if they want to take a fight.
Yeah.
However, Lagenda, they are spread out. They're in a really good position if they want to fight. They do find the stolen song again. Perfect play from the Rubik.
Set up?
Waiting for the setup though. There is the Shivas coming in. They see Ban. Barrel Strike used as well. Danny with the BKB. Shotgun on the Sand King. Sonic Wave comes out. Sand King has to buy back straight away, but they lose the Disruptor once more. Static Storm was used though, as Lagenda might want to go for more. Wukong's command gets used as the rest of Lagenda playing it slow and methodical. Dota Hero cannot find a single avenue to actually start any fight, and Sand King was like, Danny was like, what the hell, I'm gonna go right in, finding again, Black Hole out of the picture, they E-blade the Monkey King, and the Monkey King will fall from his throne. And oh yes indeed, for Lagenda, they find another great fight.
That was just off of a couple of fights. These BKBs are starting to really pay off for Lagenda. Disruptor is practically useless. I saw in that fight, he saw Denise. He was like, all right, it's a Queen of Pain. I gotta throw my silence down. Throws the silence down, but then he has a Odan moment because Denise is a BKB.
Oh yeah.
Completely immune, is non-vulnerable to Disruptor at all, and I really think Dota here is starting to make the mistakes Lagenda made in the first game.
That Naga song.
They gotta defend up top though.
The stolen Naga song was actually disgusting.
No Raxus? They're defending against Naga?
Oh, BKB pop by Denise. Defensively, they might try to go for Chidori though. Chidori will pop the song, trying to get away.
Yeah, there's...
No disable.
If there was a Yules on Denise, he may have attempted to go for the Yules cancel. Yeah. Very unfortunate. But that's really a shame though for Lagenda, because that could have been a set of Raxes.
Lagenda...
But they had to back up because of the Naga.
Yeah, Lagenda won 2 of their fights consecutively because of a stolen song. It was actually picture perfect. Every time Dota Hero re-engages, Rubik just starts singing.
He just opens his mouth and that's about it. It sounds like everyone's girlfriend. Alright, got Ags picked up onto Denise. So he's going to be able to spam the Sonic Wave. And that's a problem, especially if you're running something such as BKB, because it's just constant Sonic Wave. I think it's a 30-second cooldown for the Ags. 40. 35.2. Oh, he's going for the cooldown reduction talent. So it's about 35 seconds. I mean, most fights are lasting more than that, so there's a really big chance we're looking at double Sonic Waves for these upcoming fights.
And if you are the Disruptor or the Enigma, chances are you might not be able to survive the Sonic Wave. They catch the Doom though, they try to kill him off as fast as they can. Protection is in. Here's the shotgun again. 3 Adaptive Strike talent, and the Sonic Wave cuts through Enigma. Once more, no Black Hole for the fight, and Lagenda will just start to mow through Dota Hero. They find the Monkey King. Enigma buys back, but is it too late though, as Danny is still going ham. Chidori finally pops the song, trying to get away as the Rubik ready with the spell. Still not going to get it this time, but Denise will blink forward, kinetic field used, Umadro will get to safety. Again, another buyback expended and another fight lost by Dota Hero.
Oh, I mean, they shotgun the Doom, but they're still losing the fights when Doom is gone.
It took them ages to kill the Doom because of no power.
You saw them though, they committed Static Storm, they committed Epicenter. Those are their team fight spells. If you're using team fight spells to kill one hero, what can you use to kill the Morphling? What do you use to kill Denise? Like these 2 super tanky heroes that are more important than the Doom in the long run. I mean, sure, Doom throws the Doom down, but I don't know.
And I love Danny's talent choice for level 25. The triple shotgun actually might just help him kill off all the support instantly. You have Enigma, you have Disruptor. If you manage to E-blade the Monkey King, he might just be critically wounded before the fight even started.
I mean, I feel like the value of the Monkey King has definitely dropped.
Yeah.
He's not as effective as he used to be. Monkey King can scale in a late game scenario, but he's not in a farming role. He's been holding tempo for Naga Siren.
He even went satanic. I don't know, this stage of the game he went satanic. It shows how much Dota Hero wants to fight, but they just can't.
I mean, they can't win the fights. Look how far behind they are in terms of gold. They're behind by 10k. Most of their net worth is on Chidori. The rest of their team is starving because they haven't been able to feed the rest of the team.
And they haven't been able to find the perfect fight with the Black Hole or the Static Storm.
They haven't because they've been intercepted by Lagenda so well.
Yeah, it was just... I don't think it's entirely Dota Hero pulling off a Lagenda, but it's more like Lagenda just realizing their mistakes and playing around it. And
maybe sort of learning from what Dota Hero did.
yeah. And now engaging onto the Chidori. Chidori is dead.
Buyback? There is buyback.
Yeah.
Okay.
They get
But
the Doom away.
they're gonna try and go for Roche. Roche is up.
Yeah.
This might just force a buyback, but someone's gonna defend the top lane though. I think it's
Hero, definitely.
Denise.
They're gonna send Denise. Yeah. Denise has the screen of pain fear.
Fear. That'll be very useful.
That would be perfect. You
Just jumps into the supports. Scream of Pain, Fear, Sonic Wave should be enough to insta-give some of those smaller supports.
and the Enigma does not have BKB yet, so you just BKB, jump in, and screen of and fear them.
Yeah.
Send the supports running for the heals and kill the rest of the team.
I think Naga is cursed.
Has not seen a single win. Despite having good performances, he has not seen a single win.
Who's taking the refresher shot? Oh, it's the Baden.
Yeah, I think he's gonna give it to Denise later on.
I think so too.
Or Double Doom. It could be either one.
Oh, it could be, yeah, Double Doom would be very good.
But I think Denise taking it would be better.
Oh, Shady. They're gonna
Double
lose the
X
Enigma.
Sonic Wave is just crazy.
This is bad. Shady has no buyback if he
Yeah.
dies.
Shady has to run. They commit the... What? Oh, they just stole the Wukong's command. Okay.
I think he had it last fight, so went off cooldown. And they get a kill
yeah,
off
they
onto
get
the
done.
Disruptor.
Danny is solo pushing this. Nova comes in. They throw out the dust. Bro is exposed. Danny will just
There's the
run.
real Wukong's command.
Oh my god, that's a lot of spells wasted.
That's with no Disruptor, that's a lot of control gone. Naga's gonna respawn though. Now Lagenda, do they stick around? I think if they stick around, it might be... it's very risky. Look at the Morphlings just change into a little Disruptor. I mean, he's got glimpse.
I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure Lagenda, they plan to stick around. They get the fear.
Oh.
Great song. This might be
grouped
the
up.
perfect setup for Dota Hero. They can get 3-man back. Black Hole, Shady is ready.
Rubik
BKB
in
pop,
the
they
back.
get the Black Hole in. BKB pop by Denise. Epicenter follow up. Dota Hero trying to save that high ground, but
It got stolen. He stole
Danny
it.
pops the cheese, stolen as well. Denise pops the Sonic Wave. Shady goes down, but he has done his job now. 100 seconds on the sideline. Legenda looking for the win. Dota Hero, they've done everything they can. Hail Mary attempt, but it seems like it is not. And now stolen Bowser Slide takes his own staff. And Danny goes to work, salvaging what he did wrong the last round. Redemption for the Morphling. Buyback for the Monkey King. Buyback for the Naga, but Danny, too done strong, uses that mirror image. He's kind of trapped in the Kinect field. Still has the Aegis though, can just come back to life, and he will. Legenda, do they have the resources to continue this as Barrel Strike is stolen? Linkers will block that spell. Danny turns into the Sand King, and the rest of the team will start to retreat. They do find Danny with the Insnare as well.
No
He
pals
still
here
has the cheese
though.
though. They might be able to kill off this Morphling as Danny doing his darnest to get out of jail, but goes godlike by taking out Bun, who wasn't watching. Double kill with that shotgun, taking down Naga. Die back for Chidori, and Legenda looking for redemption in game number 2.
It looks like they're going to get it as well. The only ones left to defend is Sand King and Monkey King, and they're up against a almost full roster of Legenda. Monkey King, his value
He's
really
trying.
been shafted. He's tried. That's a lot of life
That's a
steal.
lot of damage.
But unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough.
Yeah,
He needed his team to be there. And the fact that, yes, it's actually kind of funny. You were saying that Morphling Danny was trying to get out of jail. He wasn't going out of jail. He was biding his time waiting to get everyone in their sleep. He just assassinated the entire team. This is Danny's hero. This is Danny's hero. I'm telling you right now, this is the hero he can play really, really well.
And he didn't even eat the cheese. I thought he ate the cheese, but apparently before he died, he morphed into Sand King or the Naga. So went back to full health, somehow killed off everyone, and popped the Aegis while still having the cheese. So that guy just went totally off the rails with Morphling.
Absolutely crazy. I think if anything, Danny's super happy with his performance. I was quite surprised with the Queen of Pain. I didn't think Denise would be able to provide that much for the team. I thought he was just going to get insta-gibbed every single time. There was so much control against Enigma, Disruptor, Sand King, stuns galore, right? But he made it work. It's not just that. I mean, he came in at really weird angles. They caught him early in the game, but late game, they were so busy watching for the other heroes. There was an opening for Denise to sort of come in through the back door and throw a surprise birthday funeral.
Yeah, it's like you have to watch Danny, who was waveforming towards your back line, and then you turn around, there's Denise, and then there's No Power, who's
There was heroes everywhere. They
yeah.
were basically cornered. It's just a little group of people trying to defend themselves, and then you have Lagenda just all around them.
Yeah, and well, Lagenda tie up the score after a disastrous game 1. But we do have an update from the producers themselves. Our upcoming series is supposed to be P1 versus Unicorn, the undefeated team. Well, guess what? Unicorn will remain undefeated as P1 have forfeited the series due to unforeseen circumstances. So Unicorn will remain as the overlords in the group stage for now. They still have one more series to play through next week, but at this point, there's nothing much to say. They are the kings for now.
Yeah, I mean, that's 100% true. So unfortunately, no more matches for today. But before we close out the show, we'll actually show you guys the final score for our matches today, which if you just tuned in, it was going to be not 2-0. I thought it was going to be 2-0 actually. I thought it was going to be 2-0.
Yeah.
Ends up being 1-1.
Yep, and there we go. Results on the screen right now. Lagenda tie up the score against Dota Hero, whereas Unicorn, they just sat and got 2 wins because P1 forfeited.
Now, because of this score for Dota Hero, now I believe they are now tied with GeekFam. Yeah. We'll actually show you guys the standings as well to see how these points are going to influence the overall standings. Now, unfortunately for Lagenda, I mean, they get 3 points. It's not bad. But is it enough for them to possibly get pushed up into 4th place? There is a chance.
There is a chance, but they need to win next week's both their series next week, and they also need Dota Hero and GeekFam to drop all their games.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And the best case scenario is a 3-way tiebreaker. But
I think the most likely scenarios for Lagenda to possibly make it through is I mean, I'm sorry to all the GeekFam fans out there. I think it is very possible for GeekFam to lose their next 4 matches because it's Unicorns and Flower.
Yeah, tomorrow,
top 2 teams.
Tomorrow they are fighting Flower. And
yeah, Unicorns next week. Whereas for Dota Hero, so they've got 1-1 today. They need to lose both matches to Team X next week. Which if Team X wins those matches next week, think of it this way, because this is also something we didn't really consider. Points going to teams that are confirmed top 3 are basically going into an endless pit of nothingness because those points don't contribute to anything anymore. Those guys are not going to lose their positions. So for Dota Hero, if they lose 2-0 to Team X, there's no points for them. If GeekFam lose all of their matches, they're going to be tied with Dota Hero. And then if, and only if, we get those wins, we could see a 3-way tie.
Yeah, but the one thing that is confirmed is that P1 Gaming are almost certain. Actually, no, they're still at 12 points. But
I don't think P1 can make it, though.
I don't think P1 can make it. There we go, the standings. Next week, right? If they win one game, just one game, and everyone else loses their game, then Lagenda wins too. And that's the dream scenario, right? 4-way tiebreaker, but Junior Gaming...
It's actually...
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say this, but Junior Gaming are most probably out of this.
Yeah. So, yeah, if anything, one of 2 scenarios, technically there's 3 scenarios. It's either Dota Hero or GeekFam make it because they win their matches, a 2-way tie between Dota Hero and GeekFam, or it's a 3-way tie between P1, GeekFam, and Dota Hero.
Or an even more crazy scenario.
Oh, come on, let's not do this.
Always tiebreaker with Lagenda in the mix. But here's tomorrow's schedule. Flower Gaming versus GeekFam. This is the match of GeekFam's life in the tournament.
They have to win a game.
Even a single game.
If they just win one game this week or next week, I'm certain they'll make it through.
Yeah.
I'm certain.
Junior Gaming will take on Team Max, and Team Max is most likely going to win against Junior Gaming. So they're just here for the experience and the whatever they can learn. Team Max, they've locked in. So
yeah,
pretty much that second series, the points of the second series, they mean nothing.
Exactly.
So we're all looking at Flower Gaming versus GeekFam, but I don't know. GeekFam is just week 1. I look at Geek Fam and I was like, this is they're gonna make top 4 for sure. No team is gonna
I
catch
think
up
a
to
lot
them.
of people did though.
Yeah.
I mean, I predicted them to be at least top 3,
Oh yeah,
but Team X has actually taken their place.
and Team X is in second place.
Did Team X 1-1 Geek Fam, right?
Yeah.
Or was it 2-0? It was a 1-1
1-1,
series. Okay, so if they can 1-1, I mean, there's a really slim chance they can take a game.
Geek Fam only has won 2-0, which was week number 1.
Yeah.
that was their best result. Then
Ooh.
2-0, 1-1, and then forfeit, and then 1-1, 1-1. Tomorrow's gonna be, I don't know. I'm not gonna call it yet. We'll see.
Don't call it. We're not
We'll-
going to jinx
yeah,
it.
We're not gonna jinx it because there's still a chance for Geek Fam, but unfortunately we'll have to wait until tomorrow. That's all for tonight. We'll be signing off. I'm HusKKiee. She's Danelie. Good night and goodbye.